wow and wear it from Quartz Optical. Select frames from our 2026 collection featuring Carolina Herrera, Kate Spade, Anna Hickman, Just Cavalli, and more. Plus, get a complimentary premium lens upgrade. Book your appointment online today on quartzoptical.com. Find your wow, wear your wow. With new frames from Quartz Optical, value you can see. Offer ends April 30th, 2026. Conditions apply.
Alright, fellas, it's go time. You need to get the job done right now.
You better yet tell a lie yet. I love your energy and your style. Oh no, no. You sweet like a chorus, you wanna rise. Hey, tonight I swear you're going to be mine. Oh, come now, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break with you, yeah. 'Cause I'm in a party mood. Hey, I keep wine on a bumper too, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break with you. Party mood. Come let me take a jump till the morning. Out on the road, just look how we drinks and girl get done.
Yeah.
A pleasant good evening.
Hey Jim, what's up, man? How you doing?
I am well.
You well?
Yes,
I am well as well. Hope everybody is well.
I feel like some wellness is ahead of all of us.
Some wellness.
Yeah, some wellness.
I mean, that's good. Driver to reach, boy, so we need plenty well.
Boy, don't remind me.
Boy, life in the Grenadines.
I was, when dog sick, they just look for a little bush. They just know what to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need a dog. No bush, they don't need dog. They eat the yard for the dog to eat. So you know what happening there. That's how dry it is. That the dog can't even get the liquor bush medicine.
So how you making it?
Still alive, still well. As I tell you, wellness is ahead of all of us.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me say God will make a way. A way is being made.
Hey people, how you doing? Welcome. Good night, everyone, and welcome wherever you're viewing us from. Yeah, Fireside Chat, and we talking Grenadines affairs tonight. We have some guests who will be joining us shortly. Mr. Nicholas Sandy, you all know him as Nikki. We have Miss Maslin Lewis.
Correct.
That's the Seamoss lady out of Beckway.
Yes, I.
Union Island as well.
Yeah,
yeah,
she represents across the board.
Yeah. And Mr. Abdon White. Yeah.
Big
so
up Abdon.
People share up the link now. Share the live. Yeah. Tell somebody, make somebody know what we're up to. Yeah, and big up all the folks who tuned in early. Yeah, it's Montreal in the house from early. Good night to you, Williams. Welcome.
Night, Jenny. Night.
Welcome.
Thank you for chiming in.
You know, I have a way of this. Calling people by the surname.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
No, it's all
Manners sake and thing too.
Yeah.
So welcome. Hope it's not too cold for you where you are. If you need some heat, we can try to send some up
I
for
think
you.
we can switch. What she brings will help us get some rain, and what we give will help her cool down. Warm up.
Let me hope that now.
What's the temperature like over there, Montreal?
Yeah.
Miss Jenny Williams. What's the temperature like over there right now as we speak? Is it superbly cold? Like, it's very cold right now. Let us know.
Yeah, and let us know, please, if you're hearing us properly. If the volume is good for you. clarity and everything, let us know, please. Mr. Nicholas Sandy, hearing us? Just want to make sure. Thumbs up if you are. All right.
Nice.
Kevin, William, Samuel, welcome. Welcome,
Kevin,
everybody.
Samuel. Jenny's laughing.
Yeah, she's laughing. She don't want to share the coolness with us. Yeah, and don't forget, if you want to get in on the live with us, if you want to chat, share some views, comments, and stuff like that. The WhatsApp number is 1784 455 4279. Yeah. So big up Courts, our sponsor.
Yeah, some stories.
Yeah. And big up the international.
I think it's no Adam story.
The international chef who's here as well with us. Alana, good night to you, Miss Adams, Teacher Adams. Good night. And everybody coming in, everybody chiming in. Yeah.
Hey, Michelle, morning.
Michelle is here as well. Yeah, big up Michelle Thorne. Big up.
That my big cousin.
Yeah, because
that my big cousin.
I feel like she chubby you.
Nah.
She didn't even say like, boy, let me show up and think.
Life busy. We could get sometimes.
And she could like
a lot of happening.
Yes. Nikki telling us to take some base from the mic, but you don't know this is real base for the. We're not put nothing in there. Everything is real.
What
Daphne,
what you say we need to
take some base out of the thing?
Let me come back. How a song there? A song better today?
You have some trouble.
Too close up, so.
Yes.
All right.
So should we bring in Nikki now and wait for the others?
Yeah, let's
bring Nikki. Nikki, we waving. Who you waving for? You in the background. You ain't ready for come on yet? No, you seen already.
He might be eating some kind of pilau.
If you notice the shirt I wear,
watch.
What eating pilau?
I know eating pilau.
Drinking
something.
Well, see, are we selfish? Should we be selfish as well? Should I? Yeah, let me bring something from the fridge.
All right. I'll be back. As Arnold would say, I'll be back.
These guys. Yeah, let me bring something from in the fridge. But Jimmy, go. Yeah, don't hurt your head. Don't hurt your head, man. Yo, share up the thing. We have plenty things to talk about, We have plenty things to talk. We're talking Grenadines affairs tonight. Big up all the folks from the Grenadines, those in the diaspora as well. The different islands, Mairo, Union Island, Canoan, Bequia, Tobago Keys. See, we getting here. It is not branded, so nobody ain't taking credit for it, except for the person who made it. And I ain't sure who made it. So big up you. Who make it, Lana? Big up, Lana, big you up. Lana, big you up.
Listen,
wait. Sitting coming to my phone here, boy.
Listen.
Let me read this here. We have credit to give away also.
You're joking.
Boy, that's why you just come to my what you could read, right?
Hold on. What going on here, so?
We have credit to give away.
Wow. All right. I'll hear that to the audience. Tonight we're giving away some credit.
Yeah, but
tonight we're giving away some credit, some phone credit. That's flow, diesel, does it matter?
I don't know. We give you credit.
We can find out sometime. So we ask somebody a hard question today.
Yeah,
no easy thing. No easy thing.
But
I'm looking forward to enjoying this bottle in front of me. And I ain't sharing with Nick.
I gotta add.
I ain't sharing nobody.
You selfish.
Tonight, specifically in this very moment. Tonight. Yeah, with that particular bottle of niceness, yes.
You're selfish.
Just for tonight.
Selfishness don't pay us over there.
No, for tonight, you pay.
Don't play greedy. I hear news.
Remember when Nikki do the CMAS the last time,
What you do?
All right.
Can't take credit. It's all Jamie branded comments very soon in a store near you.
That is it. That is it.
Feel this one here, go ahead to.
Oh boy. You know something I was pondering recently, Hansel. You see, like how not necessarily trying to
Hey, that's my good friend from St. Lucia.
I believe so.
Yeah,
You know?
big
Oh,
up
I
my
look like
Lucian-
my sister. So.
Yeah, big up my Lucian friend. Big up my Lucian friend, yeah.
Good night, sis.
Big up my Lucian friend.
Big up you.
Wanna? See,
Love always.
Is she just cook them thing?
What mean if she just go? Will that just see and she status?
Do so.
I smell and listen. Don't hype me up. Remember, nobody else can get in.
Nobody can come over here. Nobody get in.
If Nikki only know it a 5-star chef in the kitchen right now, that's it's unbelievable.
Boy,
the aromas in this place, it smell like the whole house is a kitchen.
tell you.
Yes.
So, man, we were going on just to make sure.
We're checking it now.
Well, I don't even know.
Well, here what I was going to say.
Tell me.
I don't really want to start too much on the gloom side. I really want to start on the gloom side, but I feel like it's a discussion that will pop up at some point.
Well,
conflict resolution.
Importantly, yeah.
And the reason why I say it pop up, well, I've been thinking about it a lot recently. You notice all the mess. I'm calling it mess that's going down in the country.
Yeah.
When it comes to, the way we deal with our altercations and this kind of stuff with other people. You know how we handle our issues. And it's been going down a bit of a violent kind of road, you know what I mean?
Yeah, boy.
So that's where the thought of whole, finding a way to deal with things.
Do you think things like that, like for example, we just talk about grassroots,
right?
Should we take it to the schools?
Yeah, I mean, early o'clock. I mean, I feel like that's where I would have learned conflict resolution. Like, of course, your parents teach you lessons growing up, different things.
But you see, thing is, it have some
but
parents.
It was in schools.
It have some parents gonna tell you, don't take no lash from nobody.
Yes,
that is not.
I understand it. I understand it. And sometimes you have to understand those parents too, because they probably never knew anything else other than that. You know what I mean? At the same time, we shouldn't be making excuses for the terrible way of the things,
Yeah.
Because even in my own self, not saying, relating to things, but anger is a very crazy thing, We've all had our days when, been overtaken, but we still have to, in that moment, remember how we channel it and how we react with and to people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel like that's something we could discuss more about as time goes on.
True.
True.
Like me ain't taking no lash, and my mommy tell me don't take no lash, and my daddy's a bad man. And all these things.
We ain't trying to understand each other. We ain't trying to help each other. It's like we're just resorting to this is it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I ain't have no other things to say, nothing else to do. This is what I'm doing, and I'm done.
And anything you get in your hand,
that is what you use.
You use it.
Sadly. Because that's how a lot of things end up.
Yeah. It's very, very sad.
Yeah.
Anyways.
The bottle.
That's you and I 2 cents on it. Let's get Mr. Nicholas Sandy's 2 cents on it.
It will be good to hear. It will be good to hear what Nicky has to say.
Bringing him to the stage right
wonderful,
now.
Wonderful. What about the bass, Nicky? The bass good?
Yeah, man. You beat back before.
So here kind of bass you are going on. Hey.
Good night, gentlemen, and good night, listeners. Those who are locked on the internet and on radio. Yes.
Nice.
It's good to be here again another night. Joining this interesting conversation, and various topics we'll be touching on tonight.
Yeah.
So, I was listening in the background there, and I heard you guys, Jimmy, that if we start on that topic, we ain't gonna finish.
We ain't done.
That's why I really want to start too much into that. Not necessarily, but I just want us to be aware.
That self-organizing name done.
You understand?
It's something we definitely have to bring to the fore, because a lot of people can't control the anger. They snap easily. Unlike us, who when we fight long term, it's just a box and you run and you're gone. Yeah.
Let me
two
try
two
this
years
more.
down the road, 2 years down the road, a man coming back, you been box me. You
And
understand?
that's it. And he come
Yeah,
back
yeah,
because he had it in the head still.
But not now, not now. Them times, yeah, different times altogether.
Different
If you
times.
match somebody in the dance, you
That's
better
it,
say
too.
sorry whole night. Say sorry whole night, otherwise,
Mhm.
Mhm.
Problems right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like we don't give enough thought to, other solutions in those situations instead of resorting to violence.
Yeah.
Like what are the other solutions instead of violence?
And as Grenadines people, we ain't really accustomed to that,
That is a fact,
a man go hit you.
Yeah.
I remember back in the days, them fellas, and talking about them fellas who go and drink and thing. We can call it no names, right? But them fellas go and go, and they in the shop, they lime in. The sowers get too thick for the head, and they bust a fight, right? Who carry who by the clinic, this, that, if it have to reach so far. But next week, book it on the show. Them fellas together again, and a next fight might break out.
Correct.
You understand? Yeah, that's how things used to happen. But the man who bust the other one head, he's who carrying the guy in the clinic,
Yeah,
That's
that's
how
how
it
it
used
used
to
to happen.
Yeah. I see Abdon is there already, so let me welcome Mr. Abdon White to the Fireside Chat.
But almost thought I wasn't gonna make this one.
What happened?
Boy,
Vehicle breakdown?
I came home yesterday, boy, and boy, I flew kind of home with a whole day.
Hey,
I running wrong,
well, now make it run wrong through this thing here.
Boy, that running wrong.
Hold it over there.
It's a good thing. It's only Jamie you had to worry about tonight.
Hold that thing over there.
Oh, boy, that thing going wrong. For real.
I mean, I just come in, but Jamie, boy, a lady saw put on the poster. She said, "Listen, get Jamie number for me, please."
You lie.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
I think
all right,
probably a school friend of yours.
All right, possibly so.
You did tell her Jimmy married though.
Yeah, she married too. She married too.
Listen to me. Like, really chat to that.
boy.
That's why I put it in that disclaimer there.
But like I don't light up the fire and the fire side. Like, it's hard again.
Take it.
Gentle reminder, folks.
But the good thing is as Grenadines people,
You
we
know,
don't go and do certain things.
we ain't praying that.
Nah.
We ain't praying that.
Go and tell him sorry.
Yeah, man.
I wanna back in the days too, see me boss a man head. Especially you go in school. You washing that clothes for him with that blood stain and all.
Yeah, you have to take care, mister.
You have to make sure you go clinic with him.
You have to take care, mister. You do it.
And your mother and your father got to do something.
And you get some tap-ins on your reach.
Yeah, so it was always different then.
You have to take care of that,
You know?
boy.
It was always different then.
As I say, I think we don't, sadly, I can say sadly, we don't really see each other as equal sometimes. We see each other as lesser.
Yep.
And I think that's where we fall off as a human race, when we start thinking that the next person is so much lesser than us.
Yeah, you ain't more than me.
Yeah. So yeah.
But that's a reality. There's a reality we going to be facing more and more. Because for example, with the United States stance on might is right, what they did in Venezuela and then what they're actually doing to Cuba. They're complaining, for example, that Iran is trying to blockade the Strait of Hormuz.
Right.
They're preventing fuel from going into Cuba.
Yeah, they're squeezing someone else.
So and
what they're giving out one way,
so
giving another way. But it's okay for them.
I mean, it's a policy they've adopted lately where that the powerful could do whatever they want and the weak must just accept. And
That's right.
That's a reality we gonna be facing, because there are a lot of people who think that way, and if you have the most powerful country in the world actually perpetuating that type of behavior or that
Then
type
it
of
gives
thing,
to others.
yeah, You know, people who have money, they're gonna start look down on people like we, poor people.
Mm.
Well, I mean, until a little bit more money.
Boy, partner.
Sandy, good. You see quiet over there.
Andy's a branding. Henry, no,
boy.
no, Henry, you know. You ever hear Henry with
Well,
anything?
You know what?
Well, you put him in the spotlight there, boy.
I go and look for the name on Amazon. I need to see if they have guitars in that brand.
Yes, we're talking Grenadines affairs, and but as simple as this is, you know, this is affecting us here in the Grenadines because you know the cost for everything going up,
And he done there.
and they done the 3 times already. So
Listen,
boy,
Whereas you paying
look,
up there when you reach down here is another fee.
yeah,
we in Union Island have been having to deal with some high prices for a while, especially for fuel. Gas price. What's the price for gas in Canada? A gallon of gas.
But tell you I know a lie.
I have no idea how much is a gallon of gas.
Oh, my little bag gas, so basically, I don't know.
We paid them prices already.
$14.
Nah,
So
Nikki, don't got up.
gone up more than that.
Don't got up already.
Well, it's about 15.
I think it's 15-20 or something like that.
No. Watch.
15 something.
The authorities in Canada need to launch an investigation into these 3 guys. Because I don't understand how they don't know the price of gas. It means that I know how they don't drive vehicles.
Them fellas don't drive at all.
But nah,
Listen, the P2 just walk fine, me buddy.
Nah, it's $20 and $22 per gallon of gas in Union, man.
in Union Island, yeah, I could only imagine.
And if this thing continues, it's gonna get worse. I think one day this might need direct government intervention in Union. I'm not too sure about the situation on Myro, but I believe Myro would have a similar situation because since the gas station bought down in Union a couple of years ago, gas price went up, and
Of course.
basically gas is being sold, you know, in a clandestine format. You know, a guy has some drum and he put them to the back of your house and he'll pull up with your vehicle and he sell you.
Right.
I mean, that's the reality of things, and you can't shut it down because what is the option?
Like, I mean, as understanding the resilience of Grenadines people, that is part of the resilience. You figure a way. You understand? It's automatic because you already know you're so remote. You accept it because that's your life. You move on with it and then you figure a way out. It might not be the best always, but you're figuring a way out. That's still somewhat positive.
Something definitely needs to be done, especially in Union Island with the high prices that we paid for gas. And as I said, it didn't just start yesterday. It started a few years now.
It's a long time.
And now with the possibility of gas prices going even higher, you're looking at us probably paying anywhere between $23 to $25 for a gallon of gas. I might really have to get a bicycle.
That's all up on and buy a rechargeable bike.
So you
No, I mean that's a good combination. You know,
I mean, you got implications all over the place because you know, Vinlek, you know, fishermen gonna start selling the fish more expensive because they're paying more to go for gas. It's just gonna have a whole wide range of implications moving forward. You know, and Canada is in a better state than us here in Union, but it's a problem that has been there plaguing us for a while, and it needs to be fixed.
Yep. So,
indeed,
gentlemen, allow me. I saw her. She was in there. Oh, she disappeared.
Marsland.
I almost certain I saw Marsden doing it there. I see in John B.
Somebody mentioned there about the war situation and also in Myro.
Yes, there's someone saying most Myro residents, particular fishermen, purchase in Union Island and Canada.
Correct.
It is so locally, but at the same price as well. Okay, about the same price as well.
I know guys who buy gas in Canada to sell over in Union, so you could imagine.
Regularly, yeah.
They will send because I think the price in Canada is much different than the price in St. Vincent.
Yeah, it's
and
the same.
Oftentimes too they'll go over to Carrick and purchase gas.
Okay.
But without that, we would really and truly be facing even more serious problems down here.
Yeah. Right,
Then that's
so-
a project you could take up on yourself, and
Yeah, I mean, being who he is, and
get into a partnership, cooperate,
Why?
or something, and
I feel like that was going real good until them I realize where you're from.
no, not that it.
I didn't realize
He tried to label us as millionaires when he's the millionaire.
them man build a ants nest. They will help you build your ants nest. So you don't.
listen. No, listen.
Are there any talks about getting back a gas station in the United States?
There's been a lot of talks, but the one thing we have to understand, United Island is filled with environmental groups. They have the most non-profit groups in the entire country registered in United Island. And so, yeah. And
Wow.
some are active, a lot of them are not active. But however, the groups that are active, they put up a lot of resistance in terms of where they would like us. A person might have a piece of land and they might want to put a gas station in a particular place, but you got to get over that hurdle. And I know Graves a few years ago wanted to put up one, and then person signed petition and all of that. So it's just we have to strike a balance. We have to strike a balance because, as I said, the situation is going to get worse. And it is going to be unbearable because at the end of the day, we're coming out of barrel, the hardship on and I would say things in United Island has been difficult for a while. It has been difficult for a while, and it has not really gotten easier. And with this whole thing with the gas prices now, it is, the populations of the schools are down. The population of the overall population, I think we're probably around Canawan numbers now. For example, the secondary school, pre-burial we had about 220 something students. Now you have like 120 something students. While the primary school just have 40 something students.
At present, 40 something.
Canawan Government School actually has more students than the two schools in United combined.
Wow.
So this is because of folks having to move their kids after burial. And
a lot of people have been come back because
this is not necessarily because they are dropping out, right?
No,
more so with relocation.
You see, the thing about it is that I with the rebuilding process, the 3 islands in the Granny, they started with Canawan first with the cleanup, and then Myron and Union. And the rebuild it kick off in Canawan and then Myron and Union. So Union, being the most destroyed one, was always the last where things, because obviously you do the easier one and get it out of the way quickly. And so with the electricity, with the rebuilding, with all of that. So now we are at a stage in Union right now where there's still a lot of people not on the island, and like I not to
close the other link.
Yeah, sorry, that was me.
Yeah.
So just to get your sense, right? Pre-burial numbers for connections from Vinlic was about 1,400.
Okay.
Pre-burial numbers. Right now they're at almost 1,000. So it tells you roughly about 400 homes have not been connected to the grid. And I mean, it could be between homes and businesses, and however you want to look at it. So it shows you that there is still a significant portion of, because you're talking about, let's narrow it down to 300 homes or 250. Let's say bring it down to 250. In each home, you might have about minimum 2 persons staying in the home. Minimum. Let me just go with the minimum.
Yeah.
So you're talking about anywhere between 500 to 800 persons not on the island who haven't returned. And that has serious implications for the economy. It has serious implications for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it is something, you know, that the new government will have to figure out a way. How do we get people back in the homes on Union Island in a very fast manner? But that's the reality now. As I said, I went to Canavan recently, and I said, I think I want to move to Canavan. I think I want to move.
All the space for him, guys.
What you see, tell all it's only the billionaires and then just want to come here.
I'm going to tell you why Canavan has hotels. I think for festivals, if you guys continue working at the festival, and I know the carnival has grown by leaps and bounds. I think carnival right now is the major festival in Canavan right now, the biggest, right?
Basically.
Yeah, it is.
I think it has overtaken the regatta some years, couple of years.
Yeah, well, right now we don't really have a regatta per se.
Yeah, that's
like an official regatta.
We need to work on that now.
But then you have the One Fest. I think the One Fest, that's a nice kind of upscale festival, and then you guys officially on the calendar for
it is.
Yeah. Have you ever been to One Fest though?
Yeah, I went to it once.
Remember
what do you think
I'll just say this is the place where the billionaires go to escape the millionaires. So of course he's been to One Fest.
Yeah.
So says the guys that lives there.
But when you live there, you study it today. When you went to the beach.
When I went to the beach.
When you live there, being a billionaire, it comes like second.
I mean, technically,
nature.
Technically, I'm walking on the beach, you know.
So you don't
I mean, listen. When you tell somebody I'm from Canavan, they're like, "Wow, you from Canavan?" That's where the billionaires go to escape the millionaires. You must be rich.
If they only know the struggle.
These guys are funny.
If they only know the struggle.
They're too funny guys.
They could no longer look at them as natives to the island now, just billionaires.
Yeah. But look, I think what we have to focus on in the Grenadines, especially Southern Grenadines being so far away, is festival tourism. And I think Canavan is really poised to take off. Canavan has room capacity to handle. I mean, some of the rooms, they might be expensive, but even locally, you have a number of guys that have.
Yeah, we have quite a substantial amount of Airbnbs.
And I think the standards as well for the Airbnbs that we have here is very high.
They're up to hospitality standards.
Yeah, really good.
So Canavan, in terms of the tourism product, I think Canavan, for my humble opinion, you see that local tourism where you walk down Clifton Street, and you meet some bars, and you meet the little market area. I think Canavan has been missing that part. You don't get that feel, that Caribbean feel when you walk into the town in Canavan. So I think probably, hopefully, with some restructuring of the tongue in Canavan, and once Canavan captures
a bit of beautification.
Yeah, and once it captures that whole local Caribbean tourism kind of vibes, I think Canavan will be unstoppable. It will be unstoppable.
But funny you said
that's why I want to move there. That's why I want to move.
We talked about this recently.
Funny you said that, right, Abdon? Because when you come off the wharf, there is Crystal.
Yeah, you have Homestyle Parlor. Yeah, the dive shop.
Right.
Leaf designs.
In the afternoon, when the boat comes, you see how many persons come off the boats and go there and buy stuff.
Get a little thing, get your smoothies.
So that area, in a kind of way, kind of come like Canavan Square now, and it's trust me, it has really given Canavan a totally different look. Because the last time I came off the boat, and I went to Crystal. She didn't have anything, so I ended up got something to eat over at Sonia's. But the overall feel, it was different. It was unlike Canavan that you're accustomed to.
You're accustomed to, very much so.
And as I said, I think Canavan was just missing that. Canavan have some of the best beaches in the entire country.
We have the best beaches. I've done. Restructure your sentence, please.
He says some. Gotta leave some for Tobago Keys and Myra as well, okay?
No. He ain't wrong enough.
Speaking about enhancing
against one is more. Although Sandy, I don't see you have a more neutral tone, but a man I recognize when he could win an argument and when he can't win.
Listen. If we're talking inhabited islands, hand down, man down. I give it tell me.
Canon. No, we can't touch Canon.
Have you went to Maholt Bay? Have you ever went to the beach called Maholt Bay or Maholt Beach in Canada?
Where's
I've
that?
done. It's basically at the north end of the island. So at the back of the resort, but the north end of the island.
No,
You wouldn't normally see it unless you're at the
That's the first beach you would see as you're coming in, as you're coming into Canada.
yeah.
First point.
No.
Not on the side at the back of the island.
No, I'm staying away from this conversation.
No, because I just want to know.
Jimmy,
this is an experience he should have.
Jimmy, not that, you know.
You know, he should
People
come and
on
see all these
don't
beaches.
start to war. And my people don't start to war.
That is why I say some of the best beaches, because you can't leave out Myro and you can't leave out
No.
We ain't leaving
No,
out
but
Myra.
I'm not saying.
No, but Myro, South Whistle Bay, it's just really beautiful.
Yeah, as them as the
Even
modern
the
kids.
main beach in front in Myro, that is really lovely.
Sailing beaches is
Of
great
course.
as well.
Yeah, Sailing Bay and
Yes,
Salt
Salt
Lake.
Saturday
Bay.
Bay, yeah.
Wonderful beach.
Myro.
Wonderful beaches.
I mean, Union have wrong at Big Sand.
You don't tend to have a beach over, so.
I think Union have a reasonable spot in the back down.
Yeah.
We-
I went.
Maybe two reasonable spots. Very
There
nice
is-
spots. in the back.
There's one in
We lost a
Campbell.
lot of our beaches.
There was one
Yeah,
in Campbell I
sadly.
went to once. That's really nice. It's not very big, but it's almost secluded.
You see, Union saw a lot of development on the coastline with the airport, the development of the airport.
Mhm.
You have a thing called wave refraction, and that cannot change. You put something in the marine environment, and then the waves they bounce off and they go a totally different direction.
Correct.
So that escalated the erosion of the Big Sand beach because we had Robert Wemers Brownlee Brown, Stephanie Brown. Had a lot big beach go all the way out, about 100 feet out of beach where we would have lost. And then you had Campbell when they did the marina project. It cannot stop the flow, the movement of sediments in and out of the Ashton Harbor, and it cannot prevented some sediments from circulating in the Campbell area, and that too caused a lot of damage. Chatham is more like a nice anchorage. It's one of our best spots where boats go to anchor. I think in the Grenadines, it's probably one of the best places to anchor, to be honest with you. But in terms of beaches, Bloody Bay is not really a nice beach to go and bathe. But what everybody know as Sparrow Beach, which is we call water break. But you know, I'll put Canon and Myro in this conversation. Canon and Myro. We have other things. Union, let me tell you, Union just have a vibe.
Yeah,
See,
Union vibes.
Union just have a vibes. That is where I think we beat all in that. It's not. I don't care. I will die for this argument. But the vibes when you get in the commune just are different vibes.
Well, I've done. I was in Union Island twice, back-to-back weekends. Went to the funeral for Lambie, and then I came back the following week for the Relay Classics, the schools. Must big up the Easterval committee on that, because a lot of talks were being held about doing sports within the Southern Grenadines, because I think we started doing that in the Southern Grenadines even before they had inter-school sports in St. Vincent. I could be wrong, subject to correction, but
I remember while running the committee, I had brought it back. It was absent for a while, but it's really good to see it's
good to see it. And I mean, that's why you notice away in me kind of one government school here, because I mean we showed them in St. Vincent what we could do, and then we took advantage of Clifton. Big up, I mean,
No, one thing you're boasting, isn't it? You're boasting.
No, I got a big up.
But we had a revive. But no, you was talking about the vibes when they come Union. Sorry.
Yeah, so when I came down to Union Island, right, it's like you want to reach where the activity is taking place. Normally, Union back then, you're straight. Because when you come off, you're gone in either by the market because you see somebody who you know. And then you're walking down by Lambie. You spot somebody by Clifton Beach.
You must pass
You're
by
gone
Lambie.
in by This other place, see, where they just keep party and thing.
Eagle's Nest.
Eagles Nest, right? And then you just walk in there now, it's like almost like, well, I can't wait for reach where we going because nothing happening here except for when they reach by Just Right or somebody by Lion Bar.
No,
And-
sad,
and-
it is sad to say that you're
Yeah.
totally correct. You're totally correct, and we need
back that.
listen. Clifton need to be rebuilt. It need to be rebuilt quickly. Listen, it's just a sad state of affairs. I'm being honest with you, because what all the businesses in Clifton on the front line, all were destroyed. All of them.
Mhm.
Or every single one of them was destroyed.
I mean,
Right down to Mitchell's Hardware, Clifton. Look, somebody was giving me a joke the other day. 2 ladies arrived on Union and they book on booking.com or one of them place to stay at Clifton Beach Hotel.
Oh Lord.
And they arrived in Union at the hotel.
Who they pay?
Listen, the hotel was non-existent.
For real.
No, because even before Beryl, but Clifton Beach is just done right now. There's nothing.
Abden, what idea or proposed plan you could put for the waterfront day? I was thinking one big mall going all the way down, and even though it's private land and so forth, everybody getting that spot to do the business the same way, and so forth.
That's something I wanted to ask you, who owned that piece of land there where the gas station and all that area was?
No, that's still owned by Freddie. But one of the things we did, if you notice, that's the gas station, or the old gas station.
Okay.
By his family, that's not the fellow who had
No,
passed?
his wife.
Oh, okay.
But look, if you notice, the market in Union is different than all the other markets. Markets are very terminal. And I must say, the sketch for that, I was integrally involved in actually designing the sketch, how the layout. But
that's good.
Yeah. So there we have 12 market shops.
Okay.
And we have an additional 4 down the road. Right? Now, at my time working at urban development and thing, I played a critical role in helping to shape how Clifton was. So the market, then if you notice the area behind Go today, we cast that area because the whole idea behind that was for future port development. We fix up by the garbage house, we open the road going through by the BAM, because when to get to the airport, there was only one way you could have gotten to the airport. Right? So there were a number of things that we think. But what you asked me, what needs to happen? People in Union right now, who we thought were rich, they don't have the money. We don't have the money. So what needs to happen? Lambie is not good. I know Lambie Foyle pretty much owned that land. And I know that because of my interaction with him when we wanted to demolish the building. To kind of give Clifton a different look. You have these old buildings there. So I was in serious negotiation with him and Clifton Beach Hotel to have Mr. Weiss demolish the buildings. Now they have plans to build back, or I don't know. Well, I know Foyle has plans. Clifton Beach, I'm not sure. So Sandy said a mall, that would be a really good idea. I know right now just before I left, because I'm back at teaching now.
Okay.
Before I left urban development, they're in the process now of coming up with a plan to redesign the entire waterfront, both in Clifton and in Ashton.
Okay.
But because Lambie, for example, Lambie only owns about 40 feet of land going out to the sea, but he reclaimed over 94 feet. So he has to go through the process of buying that land from government or what. But you had so many irregularities in Clifton that Beryl came and Beryl helped us. It kind of got rid of certain things that it gave us a fresh new start. And you see, like King's Landing, they're building back. The Mitchell's Hardware, they're putting a new building. The NIS knocked down their building, so hopefully they would start construction soon. But that little union is known for not the big structures. It's known for the little shops where you could just duck in there and have a conversation, have a line. And I think that we need to maintain that to some extent. Maybe we could see some of those development around Chatham in that area, or some other parts. But Union is just unique. I would not really like for us to see any big or grand development, but what needs to happen is that we the people or persons who really want to get involved in business, they need to be able to an avenue need to be made available where they could access funding at very low interest rates.
Well, I heard you speaking about the development bank that they want to do.
Right. So that development bank idea, once it works out well, that'll be a very good idea. But for example, we're looking at Easter next year. Easter is our main festival. Carriacou is doing a very good job at tourism, festival tourism. I see Canada one is Canada, and I've been watching it, paying attention to all in. I've been adapting the model little by little. Even Myro per se have more festival. Myro have the regatta, and Myro something that's a little carnival sometimes.
Yeah.
Union just have Easterval, and that's it. The Maroon is more like a community event more than a festival. It doesn't bring it.
And it can be a big thing because I know in Carriacou it's a big thing. The Maroon Festival.
Yeah.
Don't PM do something as well like that?
Yeah, PM also have the Maroon. So a lot of folks come home for that. In Carriacou and Petit Martin.
I think a few years.
Another thing is the Kongs Fest. You guys did a full Kongs Fest one time, and it was really good. So
I got big up my boy Stanton and that one and the two.
Yeah, that in itself could take off as well as
those were two great
initiatives. Myro used to have a really nice fish fest as well around the regatta time.
Yeah, that was with the lionfish.
With the lionfish thing. Everything was made with lionfish.
Look, I don't know if you guys remember this. This group of doctors used to come down with yachts, and they used to be between Cano and Myro and Union Island.
Dentist people.
Then dentists, but medical people.
They had different specialists. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and listen, if we could get those things, get those people to start coming back and build a festival around that time. Mm-hmm. Listen, Ansel, I've been talking to Lesroy, and it's good that we're here having this conversation too.
Mm-hmm.
We need to create a festival that spans the three islands. One weekend that spans the three islands.
Cano and Myro Union. Every year.
The final day, however, should be in Myro, down Saline Bay, on that beach. A nice big beach. We need to seriously think about it. And the only how we're going to come out of this is if the three islands we work together.
They have to work together. Correct.
And the boats have to be involved. And I don't mean the speedboat, but the catamarans or those ferries.
Man, them is talks that we could do.
Right. It's not a bad idea because presently, and you mentioned the three islands, right? Marsden was supposed to be here, but she said she had some stuff to do. She messaged a while ago.
Right.
Because we wanted to get a perspective from out of Bequia from her. But I've been speaking with persons from Bequia who saw what the islands are doing in terms of sports. Right? And the person said, Hansel, you guys, your primary school would have won the inter-primary. We would have won inter-primary as well. You guys are doing good with athletics. You have Paget Farm, who's doing pretty good. Are still in counting out Clifton. I'm sorry, Stephanie Brown, although they only have 40-something students. I ain't counting them out. Because at the end of the day, that is needed. Right? But I think, and from the conversation that we had, we want to bring all the Grenadine Islands together under sports.
Yeah.
Right? So that is a way forward as well. I mean, what we're talking about, maybe a party, something, but you see sports and kids, education,
You know,
Things that
Ansel, as you
together.
just mentioned sports, right? We tend to shy away from all the aspects of sports and concentrate more on athletics.
Yeah.
But in the Grenadines, we have so much swimmers, so much persons,
Yes.
youngsters who could swim.
Yes.
And you know, if we have a program to enroll them in, that
Mhm.
could just take off. You know, that
Yeah.
could just take off for
Listen, there's
proper
an event.
training of sport.
Yeah,
And
go
you
ahead.
know, the sad thing is the person who is supposed to be in charge of, I think, sports within the Grenadines is the man behind swimming. And I'm gonna give him some licks, and I just give him licks. Because he need to do better. He's my good partner and he need to do better.
No, but listen, you see like how all the come and between the Premier.
That hot to them,
Yeah.
But I heard there's some fellas who done secondary school, they put to run against some little boys.
Stop it. Stop it, showing this. If it's anything, then Canon guy's been tall and bigger than our guys. I could tell you that.
Yo, big up side. Big up side.
But no. But if we could have tournaments like you see the
Basketball.
athletics,
Somebody
if you
know
look classic, there should be a Canon one leg, there should be a Union leg. And there should be, if we host like the netball tournament in Canada, we could always host the basketball tournament. We had to start with the youths and then, because we starting over. So
Exactly.
It's a fresh
Canada have a secondary school. So we could go Canada for the best of three netball classic. Come down Union best of three in basketball.
But remember, Abden, I'm not sure if you know it, because the netball competition with the Grenadines was Beckway, Canawan, Union Island. It had Carriacou. So the Grenada end of it was involved, and Myro.
Yeah.
Right? The basketball was almost the same. Basketball had Mustique involved.
Yeah, that's true. It was everybody.
So everybody is not just the Southern Grenadines.
It was
And that is why this thing he named Grenadines Affair, not Southern Grenadines Affair, it's Grenadines Affair. So it's
And
inclusive of all of us.
I mean, I feel
That's
like
very
we have
important.
I've seen basketball tournaments on the main island. I've seen basketball tournaments in Grenadines, and I feel like we probably
But we're
the
passionate
best.
about this thing, boy.
Like the way out with this push. I mean, not just the push, but then we have so much camaraderie that comes in from each and every one of the islands because we really support our own when it comes to these things.
Jimmy,
big time.
I know you're young, right? But you ever in a basketball?
You know young.
I know young. But listen to me.
I
A basketball, and that's why I'm gonna ask him, because I know you two guys would have experienced it. A basketball game between Union and Canawan when Bruno and Muscles meet up.
Jesus Christ.
Boy.
Jesus
Bruno
Christ.
and
a lot of the times we used to worry about the court itself and all.
Muscles and meet up.
You call it muscles. We call it muscles. John was a tank. John was a tank. When you run into John, it just bongs. You want if you hit the wall, if the wall, they move the wall from the side.
Yo,
and the two of them just play the same how he and Bruno.
Yeah.
Then just play the same how.
The same way. You know,
No, but we gotta unite the Grenadines through sports, and something I would really love to see come back is the Grenadines sport now that can on our secondary school. We need to that the whole event in Carriacou was a really good event, and we need to figure out a way how we could get that event back. It might not be because Union Island used to go over and camp. So it might not be a situation where we go on camp. It might be a situation like a really classic or some hybrid form because I don't think Carriacou might be able to host. Well, it all depends too because children could stay in schools. Just like how we camp for
You're
camping out.
Yeah.
You're camping out.
But if you talk about Union, Cano, and Beckway for secondary schools. Beckway has what, 2 secondary schools?
Yeah.
Canada 1, Union, and Carriacou. So now you're feeling 6 lanes.
Feeling 6 lanes, exactly.
And that would be being honest with you, would be a very good. But then you're talking about each contingent have about 40 students, 40, 50 students.
Yeah.
You're talking about 40, 50 students coming. That's a lot of students. That's a big event.
And not only that, you have now where supporters gonna go and fill up guest houses,
And that's
especially if you're overnighting.
That's gonna boost the whole local tourism.
That again is tourism.
Yeah.
Sports tourism.
Boost local
That's what they call it,
tourism.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and listen, we look. I tell them guys, right? I ran the East committee for 7 years, and part of the problem around the committee, and Anthony will notice too, is that sometimes you had to find your own money to get the whole thing started. You know.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem.
Grenada has a budget.
Boy.
And it's not I've been sounding this. I've been sounding this for many years. And that one the reason I left too, because you put yourself in a situation where if the show's an emboss, you have to pay the creditors on your own. But when the festival is successful, everybody wants to know what money you make. But when it boss, nobody wants to know what the boss.
You're on your own.
So Grenada has put at least about 1.2 million for festivals in Caracon Petit Martinique.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I think it carried up after the last election.
Yeah. And sometimes you might say we always compare, but we need to. You gotta compare.
Yeah,
of course.
There's no much major difference between
you have to.
But here's a crucial question: is it that we don't see the value in our own culture the same way Grenada does for Caracon Petit Martinique?
They see the value in our culture.
I just think these festivals, these community festivals, have been run by volunteers for so many years, and if it was not for people like ourselves, a lot of these festivals would have died a long time ago.
Correct.
Because nobody wants to take up that stress of organizing them.
I like how you say that.
I see you run festivals until all your hair drop off your head. I don't want to reach that stage like you.
Well, all you're frightening me now because I involved in this thing since 1998.
No, Hansel, you get involved because you just wear plenty cap. When you wear cap, that is happening.
And then there's so many caps that I wear at times.
Nah, but you know, at least I like the model. I like the model of your carnival in terms of the committee doesn't do a lot of the heavy lifting. They get the private promoters and them to do some of the heavy lifting for them. With Easterval, there's always been a rift. Even in my time, there's been a rift between the Easterval committee and the private promoters because you're fighting for the bagger. You're fighting for the bread. You're fighting for all the people and them coming. And this is what I'm saying.
Gentlemen, I'm about to bring Maslin on stage.
She's officially here. She's officially here.
Yes, she is.
Wonderful.
Finally, a woman in the mix. Good night, Marcelin. Welcome.
Hi, good night. Good evening.
I was wondering when I would get that kind of fine tone voice. It's very whole night in there.
Well, I could not have allowed all you gentlemen to sit and have this fireside chat. So
I know. She's jealous already. You know. Oh, gosh.
Although I was pressed, I tried to make some time to come in, though however short it will be. You know.
After I wasn't feeling well today, I had to look at the fly and say, boy, I hope this thing is Sunday now. I'm not going to see
Yeah, today was a full production day for me, so it took me beyond the time that I am.
That's good because
we have a lot going on then.
That stuff is me that's for me.
Those are what's available now.
Jimmy, you see?
No, you're saying it.
If that has nothing to do with that, please discuss it privately now because we get it. We're not gonna get it.
Nikki,
well, listen,
I
might be interested in this product because I've just pickled sea moss and it's unconventional. It's very tasty.
I've done we ain't getting, so we ain't really a part of this. So all you
should desire getting a bottle of this pickled sea moss.
Is really good. They're holding up there?
Yeah.
Boy, that sea moss will do good to help me get rid of some mucus in my system.
Oh yes, definitely.
Pastor, you coming down tomorrow afternoon, yeah? Passing Trebekwe on express early in the morning.
If you have somebody to pick it up, fine, and drop it to the boat, by all means.
I was asking him for Abdan.
we get nothing.
No, Abdan is who say he's something in his throat and stuff. I looking up for my brethren, you know.
Oh God.
That's true. I said all this looking up.
Who get to the boat?
So guys, what's up? What are we discussing
We were
tonight?
we were basically talking about sports. How could it unite the Grenadines?
And Charlotte.
Well,
And stuff like that.
I was really overwhelmed, overjoyed to see what transpired on Union over the Easter to bring Canouan and Union Island together. It reminded me of what Easter was on Union. When I saw the crowd down there, sports is always something that brings communities together. And I know back in the day, I would have been traveling to Canouan as a primary school student to compete in sports meets over there. I think we've allowed that to die off. But it really was a unifying event that really brought the islands together.
Yeah.
Very much so.
And we were also speaking about, just before when you came, we were speaking about the culture and the amount of monies that is being invested, if you want for a better word, by our government in comparison to Carriacou and PT Martinique. And what we get as people that say is like spit in the ocean.
Well, the truth is, Hansel, over the years, in my opinion, and this is my humble opinion, over the years, the Grenadines is where, if you want to look, if you wanted to experience anything cultural, the Grenadines is where you would have gone. Yeah. And I think we have not, as a country, placed enough emphasis on building on that. We can attribute the cultural uplifting in Union Island. For example, I know over the years it has died off. The drums and stuff have died off in Canouan and Miro, but we can attribute the what we're seeing today in terms of culture on Union Island still existing. We can attribute that to, we could point out individuals like Miss Blenko and Masani and Sam and Dorrit and these people who really put themselves out there to keep the culture alive. But Union Island Maroon Festival, it should be a festival and not just a one-day activity.
Yeah,
and I think if we had focused on it and built on it over the years, we would have had, I mean, I'm so impressed to see the Union Island Cultural Club is being featured on the Carriacou Marine Fest flyer. Yep. Mm-hmm. You know, and I really think now we're placing some emphasis on building out what we consider to be Garifuna culture.
I'm glad you hit on that, Nasli.
We've had our culture existing in the Grenadines for how long? And actually, it's just a handful of people keeping it going. And we've seen it dying out. And that is an integral part of who we are as a people that we need to really, we need to put a national emphasis on.
No.
Correct. I just covered the Garifuna Festival a few weeks ago, right?
Right.
And when I look at them, you know, in the elements, I say, hey, what's Dana? What's Dorrit? I said, this is where culture comes from. No, seriously. I said, but they're bringing all sort of dancers from this dance club and this dance group and so forth. And where is the big drum, which is really what Garifuna is about? Where is the big drum from Union Island? Because Union Island is the only island that has it going, you know, they're strong and so forth. And it really amazes me how much they put into culture and preserving our culture and so forth.
But, but just going back a bit, as I said, festival tourism has been a very big part of Carriacou's success. Festival, they have the carnival, they have the
festival for everything.
Yeah, they have a regatta.
They have the regatta.
No,
they have the maroon. They have the corn.
They have the Lambi and Lobster Fest. They have the Corn Fest.
I want to go to the Parang one.
They are the Parang. They have the All Saints Fest. But
Huh?
that is what fills
Festival
up.
Island?
That's what fills up the hotels on the island.
Yes.
But you know, Keraku has a large percentage of their room stock in Airbnbs also. Now, but I going back to what Marcelin said, I think it is important, and it's good to look back, but we have to look forward. It is time that the governments and for me, this is a Grenadines St. Vincent thing, eh? It's not anything else. It's Grenadines St. Vincent.
That's why I asked
I just
today.
think that festivals in the Grenadines never got the respect over the years, over the history of our country. They never got the respect that the government say, let's invest, let's put aside this money to develop this aspect, because you have the festival, yes, but then after the festival, how no festival, you have some custodians of the culture, as she mentioned, Masani, Sam, Miss Blanco, God rest her soul. And you have some other Jim Bam Bam, all those other people before, But it is left up to these people. If these people migrate or they stop, that's it. That's it. During my time when I ran the Easterval, you just had Sam. That was it on the island. Masani had migrated, Miss Blanco doing a little thing, but then she was old. So you have to have this national interest where we as a people, as a Ghanaian people, we need to demand of our legislatures or of our parliamentarians or representatives.
Yeah.
And we would like, when you go into the budget every year, to have something in there for culture. And don't say, oh, well, the civil committee or this committee are organized it. Put the structure in place so that the monies can be accounted for. Put the structure in place so that you have accountability and but don't just say no, I need to no. If we haven't been able to organize it for so many years,
it's been voluntary. It's been voluntary for all these years. Yeah.
And look,
people walk their backs off with no tanks and things like that. So
I tell people, right? Easter brings into the island of Union Island anywhere from $1.5 to $2.5 million over the weekend. Right? It brings that in accommodation, monies people spend on parties, drinks, food, traveling up and down the place, whatever.
Everybody makes some money.
Basically, 1.5, 2.5 million for that week. Now listen, we haven't had that on the island for the past 2 years. I mean, this year, kudos to the committee for trying to do something, and it was commendable of them. We look forward to probably having more of the private promoters, but one of the issues we have on the island is accommodation. And
about approximately how many I don't know, Airbnb hotels on island at the moment?
Overall accommodation.
Well, let's say you have Rootsman in Clifton, and you have another one in Back Road that has about four apartments. You have Fitzy and you have Randell. And you have Marva, which have 4 apartments. That's about it.
So that covers how many?
And then now you have two other Airbnbs emerging, and you have persons who are constructing. Okay. So let's say by Easter next year, I am confident that we will add at least an additional probably 20, 25 apartments. Because I myself, I doing 3.
You're doing 3. You don't want the pool? You don't want a pool? Because I want to.
Oh, let's see where you want to come, Canaman, right? You want to ship out from the millionaires.
So
you move into a higher status.
So what needs to happen, right? One reason we couldn't have a proper festival this year, and I because the committee they reached out to me as a private promoter, and like, when you do the maths, the type of event that you want to put on, although some people might say put on just thing, the timing was a bit too short and all of that, and then the fact that a lot of people would not be coming to the island because they don't have anywhere to stay. So once we get that room stock up, and there'll be, I think we could have a really good festival next year. But then moving forward, we have to have that hard, tough conversation in terms of we need to know, each committee need to know going into the year, how much monies you're going to receive to develop this festival. And some monies need to be put into these cultural groups, whether you write projects to they'll get them funding or what, but to get them going, not only culture but sports. People complain about the basketball, you see basketball over Easter, but basketball is not being played on the island. And these are things that we have to do. We have to get these little things going. And some of the money does not necessarily have to go directly to the festival. Some of the money could go into development of the sport or the art form or the culture or whatever. But it's a holistic approach that needs a lot of discussion, that needs, honest, frank conversation in order for us to move forward, because if not, we're going to suffer.
Definitely, I think some emphasis need to be placed on developing basketball, and I think we have to start firstly with providing facilities, for training. But basketball was an integral part of the Easter activities, and it not only brought Vincentians together. Union Island Easter used to attract basketball teams from Grenada, St. Lucia in the past, and we can do it again. But of course, we have to start. Charity begins at home. We need a basketball facility, so that needs to be renovated so that the young men and women have a place to train. So again, yes, investment has to be done in that regard, providing proper facility and providing, funds for training and to have the necessary gears and so for people to really get back out there and get into the sport. I mean, we have created international basketball players from the Grenadines, and I mean, this is not something that is far-fetched for us to do again. We have athletes out there still in the international arena in basketball. And I know we have good basketball pedigree in the Grenadines, not just on Union Island. So Easter is not just a one thing. It's as Abdan say, a holistic approach is required. You have to look after the culture. You have to look after the sports. You have to look at building the room stocks to have accommodation, to have housing for people when they visit the island. There are a lot of businesses that are still not back up and functional. You have to have businesses to provide services, whether it's in food and whatever. So there has to be a holistic approach. And I think what happened this year is proof that we can get back there.
Yes, it's a move in the right direction.
Yeah, it is a move in the right direction. And I really applaud the Easterval committee and all those who are involved in putting, those events together. I particularly was impressed with the sports and bringing the islands together for that sports meet. And I would like to see that continue. And I think, Hansel, earlier you were correct when you said we in the Grenadines was probably having, these sports meet before inter school on the mainland. The Grenadines were always coming together.
In Crab.
Yes, Ashton, Clifton, Myro, and Canawan. We were always coming together back in the day.
Yeah, they used to put Canawan school in the lane where all the crab hold in. So
Before, hey folks, let me stick up in please now. I need to pay some bills. We're gonna pay some bills. And we're running crab hold.
Get over it.
And let me see if
it's hard.
Listen, every time I go to Canawan to run, I go back home with stone bruise.
All right. Let me take a pause. We're gonna pay some bills. We're gonna come back, people. All right. Wait.
Woman, you better tell a lie yet. your energy and your style. Oh, no, no. You sweet like a curry stew on a rice. Hey, tonight I swear you're going to be mine. Oh, come now, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break away. Yeah, 'cause I'm in a party mood. Hey, I keep wine on a bumper too, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break away. Yeah, 'cause I'm in a party mood. Come let me take a jump till the morning. Out on the road, just look how we drinks and girl get done.
Alright, fellas, it's go time. You need to get the job done right now.
Find your wow. Find your wow and wear it from Quartz Optical. Select frames from our 2026 collection featuring Carolina Herrera, Kate Spade, Anna Hickman, Just Cavalli, and more. Plus, get a complimentary premium lens upgrade. Book your appointment online today on quartzoptical.com. Find your wow, wear your wow. With new frames from Quartz Optical, value you can see. Offer ends April 30th, 2026. Conditions apply.
Welcome to Carriage Trade, where farm fresh goodness is delivered right to your door. Taste the vitality of St. Vincent. Freshness you can taste, convenience you'll love. Get the best
taste of the Caribbean directly to you. Fast, fresh, and convenient.
Yes. Fast, fresh, convenient taste. Yeah.
Tastes like the sauce.
Boy, that sauce is saucing, boy.
Tastes good as God.
That sauce saucing. Maslin, sauce saucing.
Maybe you can't tell it, but that's saucing.
No, it's big up a chef. We have a chef, international renowned chef here. Yeah, we have a.
You get any whale?
Maslin,
You see, you
send us anywhere?
Jet, you didn't back way.
Hold on.
You ain't
No,
even
ask
sorry
her.
for
No.
me.
Hey, what? Ask her.
Listen,
Maslin.
I am an advocate for whale, but I don't eat it.
So advocate on our behalf,
and
we will
especially
eat
my
on your
good friend,
behalf.
especially my good friend Abdan complaining now that you're thinking whale oil is the thing for that.
Well, listen, I just bottled some whale oil tonight infused with sea moss and rosemary. That is the perfect thing for you.
You're doing everything with Simons.
Listen to me, everything sea
Marcelin,
moss. You can't
Marcelin,
go
that's why
wrong.
you glowing so.
That's why she just said a whale oil and sea moss.
Whale oil and sea moss.
Whale oil infused with sea moss and rosemary and clove.
And rosemary and clove.
How
we doing
That's
with
why
that
you're
one?
shining so.
What we doing with that one?
But she shining money.
Tell me what we doing with that one. I want to know.
No, you ingest it. It helps to so whale oil give you a cleanser. It's very rich in omega-3. And then added to that, you have the 92 minerals you get from sea moss. So and then
That's something rich for Jamie, boy. Jamie, my vomit.
You also have the antibacterial properties from the rosemary and the clove. So you get a nice good detox with that. You drink it over 3 days and you're good as new. You'll be glowing like me.
So Hansel said he boat coming on tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And you can organize the job everybody you have, you know. I mean,
Is it a drink?
what we can go wrong?
Yes, it's ingestible.
Okay.
So Maslin,
Don't worry, she's sending it tomorrow.
boy,
I believe in her. She will make
I
it
have some people like us called friends, eh?
Listen, I have to
like-
get a taxi in order to get to the jetty. So if
where
you
you
can
live?
get it collected from home, no problem.
Where you live? Where you live?
Say if we pay the
I live
taxi.
in the harbor, but I still have to get a taxi to get to the jetty.
Listen, it's a lot of work for her. Okay.
It is. especially a woman who is standing all day on her feet doing production.
They work for her. So if we could pay the taxi, she could send the bottles.
And you could send
Of
the
course, that easy.
So will you pay the taxi?
I have
guess
no
what now?
problem.
But
I have a taxi guy.
Remember, she been promised we
Call
something
Tito,
from
call
before
Tito,
that.
Tito, man. Send Tito where is she?
Send Tito, but Tito might take that thing and sell it and turn it bubble. I know Tito long before all. Yeah?
Listen to me. Let me hope Tito you see this.
Oh God!
So you ain't causing no problem for me when I go on the boat the next time. Understand?
So Marcelin, what to send the person, Marcelin?
Well, I have to give you that instruction off air. I don't want everybody showing up at my house.
No.
Thank you. Let's keep it tight.
There's a lot of people, Hansel, who would like to know where I'm living. So I wouldn't want to have people bombarding me.
So what about the business place? How we finding the business place? Give us some
The
direction.
business place is easy to find. It's located at the Gingerbread compound.
Okay. Right off the area they're going down the walkway.
Right off the Belmont walk. Yes.
Well, Master, when you grow your own CMOS or you purchase it from producers?
No, at the moment I don't. That's in the plan, but at the moment I don't. I get from one of the best cultivators. I get very high grade CMOS.
Has to come from Canawan. That has to be in Canawan.
Well, I use CMOS box as well, but for different reasons. So the pickled CMOS is actually Canawan CMOS, very high quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you test? How do you? I mean, sorry, Hansel, I take over your job, but
no, go ahead, man. That's what we're here for.
How do you know the quality of the CMOS? I mean, how do you?
You could tell from the texture. You could tell from the outward glow of the CMOS. There's some CMOS, if it's not maintained properly, then silt settles on it. So when you get it, it's dirty with silt.
Right.
There's also some CMOS, when you get it, it's filled with other seaweed and sargassum. This one was pristine. It was matured. It was matured to age, which is CMOS has to grow between 6 to 8 weeks before harvesting, which is prime. You get that full gelatinous component from it when it's well aged. And then the cleanliness, I'm telling you, it was, I just felt like lying down in it, like a bed, fresh, pretty. Pretty, like a brown skin girl.
You're getting Canon, people another thing to bozo.
No, it's not even that.
No, trust me. Trust me, I've dealt with a lot of different CMOS.
Let me tell you, right? You see,
I've handled a lot of different CMOS, and that is really top grade. So if they boast about it, is reason to boast. They ain't carry the name Canawan CMOS.
No, they boasting for a lot of things, They say that the best beaches.
That's a lie. But
listen.
Let me rephrase.
Leave it alone, Ansel. Leave it alone.
Debatable, and we don't want to have that debate tonight. Beckwith has some very good beaches as well. There's the Princess Margaret Beach, which is one of Beckwith's prime beaches.
Very
and
good, you said. Very good, yeah.
There's also the Lower Bay Beach, which is a longer stretch of beach.
Lower Bay
that's also a popular one.
They're popular. That's the thing.
I think Myro for me would come in number one for beaches with Salt Whistle Bay and Saline Bay. Those two beaches are just pristine. And so I don't know which one of you experienced Salt Whistle Bay on a moonlit night. I mean, you could find a shilling in the water.
Have you ever been to Twin Bay Beach on a moonlight night?
I've visited all Canawan beaches.
Master, I was going to say,
Listen.
Not all hours of the night.
I say we do on the beach all hours of the night. What have you thought to watch?
Marcelin, careful, Hansel, put you on the spot.
But I'm familiar with Canawan beaches. Canawan has some lovely beaches, I must say, but I think for me, Myro would come in number one.
Yeah.
Correct. I agree with you.
Listen, the reason why I would think with Canon, I'm being honest with you, is that Canon have so many good beaches. Myro, you could say Myro have 2 nice beaches.
Which are the
But
two main ones?
Canon one, but you gotta go more up in the north. Well, not really.
Not really.
Not really. Right on the waterfront.
You know,
Yeah, but Canon have a lot of
we've
good
lost most of
beaches.
that beach over the years on the waterfront there. But it
Canada
used to
has
be.
lost a lot.
So that,
Yeah.
that wave action thing that Abdon spoke about in the interim here.
Yeah,
that is
that
also-
that jetty that was put there with all these stones going out in the water that affected the
Because
water
what happened
flow and
now,
the
right?
wave
What happened
action.
now? There's no clear way for that sand to freely spread out.
Yeah.
So it's eating out from one side more than the other, and that beach is then automatically take the effect.
And it will
And
pile
it's
up.
causing sandbanks too. It's
Yeah,
causing
it will pile
sandbanks.
up, it will pile up.
A lot of sandbanks redevelop there because of that off wave action, and I don't think we've given consideration to that.
Yeah,
we happy for
I
you
see.
getting
I
it.
see they have in the budget to fix that jetty. So let we hope fix that problem as well, because that's not the way to build a jetty at all. To block the water flow, a jetty must have free flow of the water under it.
And then you see what happened when we had the big waves recently, and then the times before with Beryl when the water became rough, etc. It became worse.
You see what some of those stones
a lot of it
ended up?
messed up. Oh, I'm telling you, you
Big
think
up
water could have done that?
To be honest, right?
Big up Clark and
Big
Drew,
up Clark,
boy.
Dredger.
Big up.
To be honest, it
quick
no
movements,
matter what kind of waterfall they have in front there, the way things going on right now in the world as it relates to climate and sea level rise and all of that, Canaan go be facing ground sea, and it could be a constant problem.
Well, it's always a threat for underwater action like ground sea. It's always a threat for that because of the location. But if that situation with the jetty is solved, then there will be free flow of the water, and at least we would correct something.
Correct.
We
What
can't.
I would agree with you with is that the area they might be less shallow, because the shallower the area is, the more the waves are gonna rise up above.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So folks, there's a nice commercial break. This just want to go through some of the comments.
Go back to the top.
That persons have been sending. All right, so I must big up the folks on the live who've been here with us.
Bridgie.
Big up my friend Natisha Alexander.
Yeah, big up your boy. Teacher just gone from we, boy. I'm sure it's not the same for you in the school right now.
No.
There's one thing you could remember.
And I'm a travel buddy, and I'm one of my travel buddies.
All right, so Daphne, going back to what we were saying, right? She said Union has a vibe, but for real, like Beckway is a different vibe. You feel like you're in a different place when you go there.
Okay.
I think it has a lot to do with, in terms of Beckway, when you come off the wharf, right? It is just pretty.
It's well designed.
And it's like the design.
Remember, we talk about beautifying the front line. Imagine if we had a similar thing there. Like, we're happy that the few trees that they put there are good, but imagine actual, things that add the look to the place, not just, a few trees,
just
but
plain.
Put it up.
And Beckway was built for tourism, and Beckway get a lot of spill off too because of the local
proximity to the main island as well.
I always tell people the tourism product on Beckway is different from the other Grenadine Islands.
Mm-hmm.
The other Grenadine Islands, we really thrive on the 6 months, active tourist season.
Yeah.
Apart from that, Beckway also have a very active expat community.
Yes,
that flows in and out. So even after the active tourist season dies down, Beckway has that, and there's also an active staycation. Those wanted visitors from the mainland coming through regularly on the weekend.
Yeah.
And on holidays and all of that.
Yes. So Beckway, I think, again, close proximity to the mainland, several boats going and coming on a daily basis. we get a spillover from the mainland tourism. People come for the day and go back, and then we have that expat community. So, and then the waterfront, the design of the waterfront is tourist friendly, right? I think Canoan is just getting that kind of facelift and needs to be built out on, because the tourism product that the other Grenadines enjoy, you know, in terms of tourists mingling with the locals, Canoan has been deprived of that. Canoan tourism is basically all inclusive, you know, with the North and Soho and and very, very few boats will come in and anchor, and then what? There isn't much in the community itself to keep them engaged. So I think that new facelift is a step in the right direction to develop that component of tourism on Canoan.
Yeah, but Maslin, as of I think was November last year, we've been seeing a difference in that. You have the tourist boats that comes in and they come at the wharf. Some of them mingle and they would pass by Crystal, they would pass by Lydia's and other places.
Yeah,
you know, some would take the bikes and stuff like that, you know. So it is a bit active now. Even
But
guests
still
from
growing.
the
Still growing,
resort,
'cause it's slow.
they would come down at the pizza train and have pizza.
Right.
Yeah,
That's because the waterfront is now welcoming to that.
Yep.
Previously, before that development, it wasn't.
That's
you know,
True.
and recently, I think the end of February, I was on Canoan to conduct a soap making class, because Canoan boss built out, you know, all these
involved in all things.
tourist tours. And so they were offering some CMOS eco tours along with some sightseeing tours, etc.
The hikes and so.
I was really, really pleased to see the response from that tourist boat. And it tells me that the opportunities are there. It's just a matter of, you know, creating, you know, the activities to and selling the activities to attract that. But the opportunities are well there for that.
Yep. There's a comment here from earlier on from Lisa Vera. She said each island has its own uniqueness. Canoan has beautiful beaches. Yes, we do. Union Island has the hospitality unlike any other island. So yeah, I've done big up all myself for that.
No,
I honestly think it's because we, despite who would want to accept it, yes or no, we've had a very close relationship with Trinidad. And I think it's not just relationship in terms of business and trade, but family oriented. And so that Trini vibe is what you feel, because we have the Vinci and the Trini vibe mix up. So it don't take anything and no big set of planning to get something going on Union Island. You could just set up a boombox and a vibe will be created. You know, that hospitality is something I think it's unique to the Grenadines.
Yes,
I don't feel it when I go to the mainland.
It's different.
It's like it has to be taught, but in the Grenadines it comes naturally. And I think, because even as a child, you grow up recognizing, okay, tourists come, you have to treat them this way. You have to,
exactly.
You know, this is
that's where you make your dollar. That's where you make your dollar. So you have to be up there.
So it comes naturally for us in the Grenadines, that hospitality. So when they tell you that, oh, the Vinci come down here and we give them winky eye fishes, now the winky eye fish is the hospitality that keeps them here and they don't want to go back.
Correct.
It's not the winky eye fish.
Right. You're so right.
But you know, hospitality is top thing,
they complain, Marcelin, they complain, oh, they're bathing with a cup of water. Right?
No.
Dry weather, but yet they're leaving. No, they're leaving.
Don't start no fighting tonight, eh?
Boss man.
Mickey, don't start no fight hate.
Remember,
Yeah,
this is a Grenadines chatter, so I'm talking to my
No, but we
Grenadines
love them
people.
still. We love them
Nikki,
Yeah,
still.
of
They
course,
have
of
to
course,
come and
of course. Not
experience the
yes.
hospitality.
is we people.
Because
Yeah.
we can't do it on our own. We don't have all the
Of
skill
course
set
not.
and so forth.
Of
So,
course
we,
not.
from time to time, we need that,
Of
We
course
need
not.
we need each other.
Well,
Don't start no
well,
fight.
Nikki,
I don't want to get no lash and I want to get no
I just
trouble.
posted a comment from Natisha Alexander, right? And
Uh-huh.
it ties into what you just said.
Mhm.
We can't do it ourselves, right?
Mm.
And her comment is we need some incentives through tourism
Mhm.
to increase our stock rooms.
Room stock.
Yes,
Room
or room
stuff.
stock. Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Read
the
where you
Grenadines.
see, man. Now where you want.
You know,
Like,
Hansel,
I heard a noise make just now that you're
I don't know how much persons are going to agree with me on this, but again, this is my opinion. And I like to voice my opinion, right? Now, I honestly do not think that our tourism ministry, those who are responsible for advertising St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I don't think they truly understands the
Nope.
tourism product that we have.
Nope.
Over the years, we have not been capitalizing on who we are and what we have. Listen, we have a diversity of tourism product. It's not just sand, sea, and sun. And when you land on at international airport, you see picture of Barbados, you see picture of Jamaica. St. Vincent nowhere on the spectrum. And I tell you something, over the years, I remember it was Barbados and the Grenadines, St. Lucia and the Grenadines, Martinique and the Grenadines, Grenada and the Grenadines. Well, Grenada have Grenadines, so they could have get away with it.
But none of the rest have Grenadines.
None of the rest have Grenadines. And we have the Grenadines. Listen, the Grenadines should be the forefront. It should be the driving force of tourism for St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Now,
I couldn't put it better, honestly.
let me tell you, right? And I'll go back to a Christmas before burial, right? Christmas Day, you know what kind of one is. When you see Christmas, they reach Parangin, house to house, right? And there's this lady, we went to Balance, right? And I think she's an artist, she sings. I can't remember her name now. And we going wrong singing. So she called me, she said, Hansel, I could join the band. I said, yes, come. And we were singing Open Lala. And I'll you know how that song sweet. And Open Lala. Well, we start and we fet in it. And she's like, what they saying? You could drink too? I say, yes, drinks and food. Everybody wants to bring it out. You partake. And she said she's never experienced anything like that in her entire life. Right? Last Christmas gone, we just tune up by the Sandies. So we tune up, finish now when we about to leave. We see Boston coming around with some white folks. Boston said the people them told him that they heard about the Parangin with the band and they want to be a part of it. I asked Gifford to hook back up and we played for them. Nikki, I'm not sure if you would have seen that part of it on the live that I did. And these people just love themselves. They give us a tip of $5 EC and we were very much...
Yeah, it wasn't about the money. Yeah.
It was never about the money. And we told them, no, it's okay. We don't want any money. And they felt like, no, this something. And it's like, boy, we don't even know what we have.
How could that be built
able
out?
to market these sort of things within the Grenadines?
That's the
we talking
question
about
we
all
have
these
to
things,
ask.
right?
How could that be built out?
I think the Grenadines festivals, all of it, the things that we actually offer should be included on a yearly calendar also and marketed accordingly.
Yes.
So our event should, as you said, the things from the Grenadines should have the same precedence as anything else from the mainland. Yeah, because we are
Well,
saying
there's a lot of money.
for
There's a
us.
lot of money allocated for 9 morning festivities. So how could this component and not just Christmas Day, but how could that be built out? Because I remember as a child, the choirs used to go around in the night and have this serenading, and I don't
Right.
see that anymore. And
Yeah,
that is
balance for the
something
business
that we
class
need to bring
and
back.
thing.
When I came to St. Vincent, right, my sisters, they wanted to continue the Canoan tradition of serenading, right? So I said, when we started, because I didn't want to miss nothing. They say, no, it's not when we started. We told Marcelin we coming by her 9 o'clock on Wednesday night. I said, yeah, you can't just show up by people place.
Well, that's one of the things that would have changed too. But I think if we were to revoke such a tradition, we would have to start with the older folks who know and appreciate it, and then it will eventually grow.
Now,
But and we talking all this but culture, right? As simple as our 9 night and 40 days. That is just different,
go on. It gone
compared to St. Vincent. One of my best 9 night, man, how people just enjoy that. Is in Myro. I tell you, it's a whole week. We are
So,
9 night.
Myro better than PM. Myro better than PM.
What you guys? Brother man, people is sleeping. The whole week you just going. People bringing food and you're cooking and you're playing music and you're going non-stop. People coming from work and just join in and continue until
I thought PM took the cake.
Trust me,
No, but
it
I
was
honestly
really, really
think
PM don't
I
celebrate
honestly
everything.
think if we go back to our community groups, Hansel, you have the Canoan Carnival group. Is Club that's still
Club Nuevo.
managed by Club Nuevo?
Yes, it is.
Right. Club Nuevo has been in existence for so long. And I think if we can start with these groups, sitting down and having a meeting and say, listen, these are things that used to happen. These are things that are integral to our culture and that we would like to really see rebuild. And then ask the question, how can we do it? Because you have to have something on paper, something in actuality.
Yes, there needs to be,
go
it
to
needs
the
to be
tourism
documented.
to make a case to say, listen,
Yeah.
this is important to us. We need funding, we need support for this.
Yep.
And I don't know, but Union Island also have a lot of groups. I think Easterval Committee is one of the active ones. And each culture group on the islands have to go back to the drawing board, because I find even here on Beckway, I was very disappointed Easter gone, as to what Beckway Regatta transition into. And you can't blame the private promoters if they come in and see a business opportunity and capitalize on it. You have to blame the organizers of the events who have failed over the years to change their mindsets and to build and grow the festival, to modernize the festival, but keeping true to your culture. I mean, boat building was not the boats, the sailing is no longer a big part of Easter Regatta on Beckway, and that is what the essence of Easter Regatta on Beckway was. But now it's about all-inclusive fetes. And who is to be blamed? You can't blame the private promoters. If I am a business person and I see a business opportunity, I'm gonna go at it. But what have they done to really keep the sailing alive, to keep boat building alive? Because I applaud Masani, for example, who have that young group. She goes into the school and she teaches the young children. So when the older stock die off, we still have some young drummers and young dancers coming who could now pass on that tradition. But in Beckway, the old boat builders are going. Who is teaching the next generation? So maybe in another 10 years, if we continue down this road, you will have a Beckway regatta without sailing.
Well,
as you say that, Marcelin, go ahead, Jimmy, go ahead.
I feel like we're going to say the same thing, but take into consideration Canawan. God forbid it is to come to this stage as it is now in Canawan. And that's something that we have been battling too. And at this point, there is no regatta per se, like an official regatta in Canawan.
Yep. Because Jimmy
for a while now,
I've been discussing maybe we should go gumboat.
We want to pull off this gumboat regatta soon. Hopefully, boy.
We need to sit down and discuss
that. Have to run up.
But Union Island had their first gumboat regatta, which was a success. And I was very hopeful, that we would have seen a continuation of it. I am still, hoping it's not too late, because gumboat was always a big thing for us in the Grenadines, Yes. It helped, with creativity. It brought the people together when you go out to sail. Gumboat and coconut boat. I remember trying to make coconut boat for my son to sail.
Yeah, some of my best experiences in the Grenadines is at a regatta.
Yeah. And again, I think the community groups who are responsible for cultural events have to go back to the drawing board, have to recognize what is and was important, and go back, start there. How could we revive?
Yeah,
and once you could get a program going, then you can seek funding for it. Then you have something solid to say, listen, go the Ministry of Culture or whoever, this is something worth investing in. We want this to be on the national calendar. But if we can't just talk it, we have to walk the walk. And again, it starts with these community cultural groups.
I know there are entities who fund programs like those, where people do research and document traditions and culture and so forth, right? And they just need to have a start and tap into these organizations and so on, but not taking away too much from what we're speaking about.
Need to charge my phone.
Carriacou is a perfect example, where I know at least once a month they go on Paradise Beach, and they give free classes. They make it a grand affair where cultural groups go and teach the youngsters, the different aspects of the culture. The quadrille, the maypole, and the yachties and so forth, the tourists on the island. They are marveled by it, so they join in and they learn, the 1, 2, 3 dance, the line dances, and all these kind of things. So we need to first document. Some group needs to start documenting, preserving, and then going out and having symposium and so forth for where you can teach the youngsters.
Yeah, because I think it was last week I saw in Carriacou, they were actually showing this boat was being built. How they go about it and stuff like that, cutting the timber.
They take pride in that, man.
Very much. I mean, when's the last time something of that nature happened there? I mean, the last boat was built is Glenn. Glenn built a boat this a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he built it in the backyard.
He built it in the backyard. And
no, I thought you were talking about boat. I didn't know it was speedboat.
No, I'm talking about
building in general.
Building in general.
For whether it be sailboats,
right? Building in general.
You don't really see much of that going on at this time.
A man come buy
that's why
I think the last boat that was built on Canawan was United Knowledge.
Right, and that's back in by your family.
That's why I would have said earlier and say that we have to, whether through the government or what, but there has to be a program of establishing groups and strengthening capacity.
Yeah.
But things, listen, the reality of things are, we are like for example, your master talk about she's on her foot all day.
Mhm.
I know you are your work, Jamie, I work Sunday, I work. It is
You know,
very difficult now to ask a lot of people or persons to volunteer their time
Mhm.
to go and develop a community organization. When you still have to figure out a way how you're gonna feed yourself, you're gonna figure out a way how to build a business. And you're doing it. If you're doing it, there must be some incentive tied to it.
That's why we need the
Yes.
That's the
support.
reality of life today. No,
I mean-
we nobody ain't doing nothing for free again so easy.
But
No,
not,
but
but not even that.
even that.
Because you
It's,
can tell me saying she have how much CMOS thing to do tonight and to go down for a meeting
Mhm.
to for the board building committee.
You have to have
And
that on
she have
WhatsApp,
order to finish up.
a WhatsApp conversation.
you're
that
going
can
to
happen.
choose the one
They
that is
could
very
have hybrid
important.
meetings now. I don't have to be
What?
present to
Yeah.
be in the meeting, you know.
No, but what I'm saying that level of commitment, you won't get the best of the people.
I
That's
agree.
it. You're not gonna get the best of the people.
But
Go ahead, Master.
after you mentioned, a lot of the festivals that Carriacou currently has. And I think Carriacou is a good model for us,
Yep.
in terms of how we can build our tourism in the Grenadines, because we have to find a way to move beyond these 6 months, November to April. We have to find a way to keep the economy going beyond these 6 months. And that model boat festival that we had on Union there, that the Conch Festival, these are things I think we need to continue with and to see what else we can introduce. We need to have a Maroon Festival, not just a day for Maroon. We need to have a Maroon Festival that is nationally recognized, and if Union build out on those and Canawan could bring back their regatta, and we have all these different things happening at different times on the different islands, then we can see the economy going throughout the year and not just for 6 months.
And could support the other.
I think I've done in our last
Governments have to see the value of these festivals. They have to see the value of these festivals in terms of how it helped tourism, how it helped the daily lives of people, how it helped the little vendor on the street. You understand? And once we recognize that, then someone might say you're just showing money and things, but no. You're putting something, you're developing something, and then it eventually will start coming back.
Investing, correct.
When you have 500, 600, 1,000 people leaving from wherever they come in a small island like Union Island, it will really help the economy in a significant way.
Very much.
Abman, to what you're saying, like how they say AI is taking over jobs now.
Boy.
I feel like, well, not I feel like, what I've noticed, the trend now is towards, avenues that seem more modern, or what is taking off in terms of what the world or the internet says is the next thing, which and while we neglect what our actual culture is. So instead of, embracing what we are and who we are and what we have, we are trying to promote based on what we see the rest of the world doing, which and while the rest of the world don't have our same culture.
No.
So we cannot play on a stage that we don't belong, whereas and forgetting what we have here. So
let me tell you how we could make money from. I'm not saying we're the same, man. When I was in Mexico, I went on a tour of a cemetery in the night. And you will imagine how these people come up with these beautiful stories about people buried there, and the story behind this and the story behind that. What I'm saying is, right? Wait, listen.
I'm done in the dealer.
Let's state his case, because guess what?
Me what I do on the beach.
And it's actually guided tours. It's guided tours.
Tourism product.
Listen,
When you go
to be
overseas,
in the beach than being in a
listen,
cemetery.
Abdon,
No.
I'm wronging you for that, because guess what? We have had that
Cancel.
here. We have had something called the guided lantern tour
What's that?
of the 17th century church. And we have a whole thing around it that we used to do and we take on tour, and it's late evening. You understand me? We give the guests the lamps and all these things, and we run it.
How much did you
And
pay
the
for that
result was
show?
a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing. It really was.
I paid like about 10 or 15 US at the time.
Listen, me. It was a
And
thing.
how many persons was in the group?
So let me help about this thing from Abdul. Let me help about this thing from you.
About how many persons was in the group?
About 20 to 30. When that finished, there was another
Okay,
group.
so that's $300 a tour. And we have so many stories. It's the storytelling that captivates the traveler.
Because
when
there
you
was
go overseas, what they charge you for a tour and what we have here that we could be selling and making money from. That's why I said earlier, our tourism ministry do not understand the tourism product of St. Vincent and the Grenadines because we're not marketing it well.
You could imagine London to Big Hill or Tilbury in the night.
I could put up my hand.
Long as you ain't gonna lash me.
No, I ain't gonna lash you. But we speak in tourism, and I have a board member here. So Jamie, take these things back to your board.
I know it been coming.
But still long before I bring it.
I know it been coming.
Remember which tourist board?
Got two stories that we could use in Union to do tours. Think about two stories we could use in Union Island to do a tour.
Look, I always had this idea that down Campbell at Miss Irene, where there's the pond and then there's the fort above. You could do guided tour, but you could build a stage there in that area over the tank. And you could have a night where you're telling stories. And imagine you put some children in the bush with you get persons to dress up like a large abless with a cattle foot thing like.
Boy, you know it's not in it.
And you flash a light and it's look a large abless then it take off. Imagine the excitement.
I'm done. Be careful now. Because me need the jobless back then for running.
I'm done going to tour in the cemetery and now you want to have a jobless too.
I'm done. I used to be the youngest one in the crowd here and little chubby boy in the crowd. And when them look at your mini bush take by speed, you know. Speed, come on. Boy, don't start that.
I mean, all the tours Abdul would have gone and he gone on a cemetery tour.
I'm done.
Looking at you differently, brother.
And now he want to organize La Jobless too.
But when Abdul mentioned the pond, right? I think Abdul gonna say, yeah, boy, the salt pond, and we gonna use that.
What kind
of excitement is that, Hansel? What's salt pond? That's not no excitement. We haven't talked about La Jobless.
Well, you could get
understand this. The other thing we call Labole, we did 1 year or 2 years for Easter Miss Blanco, where you sit down and you're telling stories. So you're now sitting on the edge of the pond. It's not like a pond, it's like a catchment, but it's concrete with stones.
It's a well.
Well, kinda, yeah. So you imagine clean up an area
or a sand hole.
And you're telling stories. And as part of the story, you have the reenactments. A visual effect of it.
Yes. What are you going to do to people?
Let's talk about Sukuya. And you light up one of those lanterns up in the air and say,
why?
Who follows who at the end of all of this?
All right.
That's where they come.
That is the excitement, bro.
No, but that's only one story, Hansel. We have other stories we can tell that is not
that is the one that will make you run up the wall. That's the one. Or through it.
No, but naturally, I think back in the days, that's what used to happen before Canada became modern and get electricity and things like that. We go and we sit down and we start to talk on the big stone in somebody's yard.
Listen.
Eating roast corn and boiled corn and
listen, why?
Yeah, that's how it used to be.
Just the way you talk that to bring back memories.
Man, I remember
coming up
going and break man corn and you eating your corn and you know it's your corn you eating. But that was the fun in it. Because tomorrow my own corn too.
The person not even planting corn and peas anymore.
No.
Yeah, and the thing is, just last week I was thinking to myself, I can't tell you last day I've had some chili BB and a pay me.
You know,
those things are being erased.
You know, it's our generation. We drop the ball. We decided we ain't going in.
Is we.
It's our generation.
I'm done. The sun out there ain't cool enough. The sun is
No, but
cool,
we
you know.
still have ball
Oh,
around
is
who
it
can
the evening we
teach.
used to go? Is it the evening?
Early morning, early morning and
Oh,
evening.
yeah.
Early morning and evening.
But
Early
our
morning, you
generation
go
is the
in the
generation
garden
that
and
said we're
late
not going in the
evening.
fields anymore.
I was
Yeah.
lucky enough
But-
to
You see,
But like-
the powers that be came and they sell you a picture that you need to work with somebody
new
or
thing.
work in the hotel industry or work, you know, with this
remember too,
person. And then now I see this new administration trying to bring back agriculture for food security and so forth.
But
You know,
agriculture and
but
fisheries is where the monies
that
are.
that is a total. You have to now resell that to the populace because people have so long thought that, hey, you have to be a police or you have to be a teacher, you know, and then how
They
you
frown upon
eating? You import everything now. You eating. You
I
understand?
see
now
So-
Tisha.
now you're sticking
Where's
on
the
the
rain?
foot.
Yeah, there's
Where's the rain if you're gonna go to the? But now, but I think we have rain. It's just that the season change a bit. It pushed back. You know, first you used to get seasonal April, May. Now,
yeah. It has pushed back. You know, it has shifted. You know, because of global warming and so forth. But Tisha, I could tell you,
No, climate. We know the
in
climate is changing, but still, in terms of backyard gardening, I think it's beyond climate change. You know, there's been a shift where
it's a cultural thing. You know, you have to reteach the people.
there's just been
You
a
know
great
that
shift.
eat what you grow.
But
You know?
Marcelin,
We
somebody
import
had
too
told
much.
you,
We import everything we import.
if somebody had told you 10 years ago you were going to be involved in CMOS production, you would have believed them?
Did I say hell no way?
I probably would not have doubted them either because, I mean, back in the day, we go on the beach and we pick up sea moss and we would send sea moss to Trinidad and so, you know, for granny to sell and make a box and send back to Union.
Right.
You know, we did that with sea moss, we did that with crab and that sort of thing. But I'd never seen myself here. I always concentrated on corporate work, despite, you know, having that entrepreneurial drive from a child. You know, every evening I go home after school, I had to go around the village and sell fudge and sugar cake and potato pudding. You know, that's what sent us to school. You know, I've always seen myself in business, but not CMOS.
Right.
But you know, and as you say that, I respect that of you because these days, instead of you standing by Kentucky and beg me for $2, why not sell me a bag of potato? Even though I want the potato, the mere fact that you're making an effort to raise some funds, I'll buy the potato from you.
But
you
listen,
know, and we have too much begging going on
right
in
now
St. Vincent.
is in fishing and farming.
Yeah.
And especially for the grenadines.
And those are the areas where we would have downplayed and painted badly. So it's only the person who would not have gone to school in the past would be involved in farming and fishing.
A fisherman, yeah.
Farming and fishing
fishermen making way more money than all of we combined.
Of course.
That's fact.
Of course, but how do we get the young generation to see and recognize and appreciate that? You know, I've always said to my son, you know, when he was in university, he'll say to me, Mommy, I can't wait to finish university and land my dream job. I say, you need to stop it. It's not about you getting your dream job. Have you ever sat and thought that you could create somebody's dream job? So stop thinking about finding a job. You need to start thinking of creating. And so he shifted his thinking. He's working now, but he has started his own business. And I think this is how we have to start teaching our people, because back in the day, I mean, it was only the post office and the hospital, the clinic,
police station,
and the police station.
Teaching.
Everything else was self-employed, and this is what made the Grenadines the resilient people that we are, because we've always been self-sufficient, and we are losing that along the way.
We all know the guys and them in the Keys, they make they what they cover, you know. and they providing a service. They provided a service, but as I said, we in the granny we have to look at aquaponics or at least hydroponics, which use way less water than traditional farming. We gotta look at some crops that with the hotels that they really need, and they need on a constant basis, whether it's lettuce, tomatoes, sweet pepper,
the herbs.
the herbs and them. And you know, we that is the area. I mean, I see myself getting into that area pretty soon. I'm already into the in the fishing industry.
Yeah. You have a boat?
I have two.
And seriously, you after Grenadines, man, that
Should I use the words of Mr. Nicky Sandy?
No, but what I'm saying, right, is
millionaires escape the millionaires. Huh?
Look, you don't have to. I've been a registered fisherman for a number of years, but you don't have to actually go in. I'm registered as an investor. That's one of the categories as an investor in the industry.
Boy, I want to bring a 250 engine.
I don't know why you're trying to downplay this thing, you know.
But what I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is that you could partner with fishermen, and if you have the money, you could buy a boat and you, because the other aspect of the business is exporting and exporting a product, actually getting a product to restaurants or to other islands or to other countries.
Because I know for a fact, and not to cut you off, Abdan, that there are fellas who go to fish here in Canoan and they sell their catch to the various restaurants on island. You know, if a guy does go out in the evening, anytime you see late evening coming after 5, you see his speedboat going soup, and you know he going for barracuda.
I mean, my main thing right now is kongs.
But we have a shortage of kongs, no?
No, we have a shortage. They just hide in different places now.
Yeah, and not only that, too, a lot of the guys, they are free.
You have to blame the fishermen, the divers for that.
Well, I don't know, maybe you are seeing something different than I am seeing. I usually do packaged foods as well, not just CMOS products. So I do kong chowder.
And there's a lot of millionaire you have on your program.
That's telling you.
Right, and what I've been noticing with the kong stock that I'm getting, if I get 1 adult kong or 2 adult kong in the bag, I get a lot. I've been getting a lot of juveniles. So, and this is not just this year. This is something that I've been repeatedly seeing since I was in Canoan, and I left Canoan about 3 years now. So we do have a problem with our kong stock.
No, that is true.
As to how serious the problem is, I don't know, but there is a developing problem.
Because I'm sure I heard from the previous administration that they were gonna do what do you call it again?
Close
season for
I think after COVID and after the volcanic eruption, they didn't put it on, and then after Bear they didn't put it on, because a lot of fishermen wasn't going out. So the kong stock actually got a little rest, right? And then, you know, they normally would get a rest too during the tourist season. And but the appetite for kongs, only 3 countries in the Caribbean could actually export kongs, which is St. Vincent, Jamaica, and Belize. And then now the main market a lot of the guys you send the kongs to is the Martinique market.
Martinique, yeah.
St. Lucia.
I
would really love for the new administration to work, see if they get us off the blacklist, because we now have to go through the St. Lucians, which it could make probably 6, 7, 8, 9 times the money if you could actually go directly.
Yeah, well, that will take development of the fisheries centers around St. Vincent in order to be removed from the blacklist. It wouldn't just be the central market.
But
no. I mean, what I'm saying, whatever we need to do.
I think we will be poised for that. That is something that they're going to look into. The blue economy is a big deal for the fisheries. And I love the fact now that they've separated fisheries from agriculture. So it means that the fishing
gets its own
industry is going to
attention.
get some added attention, which
Yes.
I mean, I
I really
honestly
hope so,
don't think over the years we really capitalize on our fishing industry.
Yeah, it was
And
really
so
downplayed. Yeah.
I think that's a good move. So I am hopeful that this blacklist is we're going to be removed from that, in the near future. Of course, it will take a process, but I am hopeful.
If I may ask, right? We spoke about the quantity of kongs going down. Now I know there's the protected area as it relates to the Tobago Keys Marine Park, right? Do you guys think that maybe if persons are allowed to probably dive in certain areas that is prohibited at the moment, if that would help with anything? I know of two cases where some big sharks and thing within the islands.
No.
One guy somewhere up, I think was.
I think
the
part of the
Tobago
problem was
Keys
because of
Marine
the
Park is
carelessness.
like our nursery now, and
Yeah.
it would not be wise to have any sort of commercial fishing being done, because when you deplete that and then you deplete what's around, then who is going to replenish who?
If my thinking is right, I would like to believe that that's where we're still getting the conch from.
Okay,
it has to be bred from that area, or it is being bred from there, and then we get the spill off or feed off what we can find closest to it. But to say open up there, I also don't think that's a very wise choice.
I was just being the devil's.
Why haven't we by now thought about conch farming?
I think there was some discussion about setting up a nursery
and introduction to maybe oyster and other crustacean farming.
Nikki,
so
as you speak
we
about
need to
that,
start thinking this way.
I remember doing a story on from Jamaica where they started, everybody when they asked them what fish you want, redfish. So Jamaica start doing fish farming, so they dug some ponds and so forth, and they start breeding fish. Yeah, after a certain period of time, they let them out in the sea and so forth, and it's a project, I think, along with the Indian government, and it seems to be doing well. It's in its third year going on, so something like that we have to start looking into as well. Yes, Ansel.
No, actually, I can't remember what is it that.
No, we had to understand too, right? That because of mass tourism, it will put a lot of pressure on our resources.
True.
And not only in St. Vincent, but in other countries. And if St. Vincent is one of the few places you could have gotten conch other than Jamaica and Belize, was say export conch legally because of the CITES. It would, I think, St. Vincent at one point was exporting probably about 100,000 conchs a month.
Yeah, and a lot of conch come from Canon.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Well, not from Canon. The fishermen and them, the conchsmen, them they Canon. I find it like Canon. I heard a lot of things.
No. I'm
they're
talking
not
about
even from Canon. They're from Beckway.
A man living long enough. Them fellas went up.
He's an island man. He all the islands. He's an island man.
But yeah, Canawan does ship out a lot of conchs to rainforests. Yeah.
We do. And it's scary when you look at the amount.
I'm thinking, right, when we look at overall industries surrounding these things, let's just go as simple as let's move off of the seafood itself, but let's move on to what we've all been facing. The issue of sargassum. You understand? But the issue of sargassum in all our areas, as long as it's on the Atlantic side, they're getting it. And some areas, depending on how the tide shift, you get a little bit on the Caribbean side too, of every island. No, this is running through the whole Gulf, not just us little ones down here, the whole Gulf. So when it hit us, it hit behind us too. And I'm thinking other countries are on a step ahead of us when it comes to picking it up and making something of it. Are we not trying to move in that direction, seeing that we are so affected by it? Like, how long is it going to take us? I remember going to Grenada that's about 12 or 13 years ago. In Grenada, And this is when this was really picking up in terms of I didn't see this as a boy. You understand me? So this is definitely something that's changed. I didn't see this much seaweed or sargassum as they're calling it coming from the Sargasso Sea as a boy. Or hardly at all we used to see the little stripy one, and the black one come on the shoulder and you scrape up that with ease, no problem.
Right.
But now you're seeing all this influx of sargassum, you're wondering, okay, then Grenada was making fertilizer with it 12, 13 years ago. So I'm baffled that we haven't figured out, okay, if we can collect all of these things, which is being collected at the shoreline or wherever else, however we collect it on each island, can we not design something around that? Like, where is our industry?
I know there's an
Not
entity.
big on research and development. That's one. That's one of
But
our
we have
weaknesses as a country.
resources. And
I
we
know a
get
group in collaboration with the University of the West Indies in Barbados,
right.
done some studies on that, and I think they're making biofuel.
Exactly.
I saw that
on your website, in truth. I read that a while back, and they had some video showing about what they do with it when it comes in on Barbados. So that's what I'm saying. Every island is trying to figure out a solution to the problem, or at least finding a way to turn it into something positive.
Well,
and
what we need to first stop doing,
think.
we need to change our outlook. We need to stop looking at sargassum as a problem.
It's not.
And look at sargassum as an opportunity. When we start looking at it as an opportunity, then we will find things to do with it. You know, that could create revenue. Sargassum could be very well one of the main products on the blue economy scale, and we can, there are people, there are businesses out there using sargassum to do so many things. All they need is the sargassum. So how could we collect it? How could we process it? How could we ship it? We need to start looking at sargassum as an opportunity and not as a problem. Because as long as we see it as a problem, it will remain a problem.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. If 13 years ago Grenada could have figured it out, we ain't too far from Grenada. So what we doing? So I'm like, whoever the powers that be, that would chime in and do those things, would try to stop it when it comes from agriculture or fisheries, whichever department. I feel
that's
like
the whole reason we have these talks, because we have Abdan who could do it, Maslin who is
no. This is a massive project.
It's very massive.
Think,
I
was in a workshop, an international workshop with people from Germany and all these places, researchers trying to understand the opportunities that exist in the space for sargassum. And there was a particular group somewhere in Central America. When sargassum starts hitting the beach, if you see women and men on that beach collecting and bagging to sell, because they were making shoes, they were making so many things. But the important thing, it has to be collected fresh. Once it hits the beach and it stops moving, it starts dying. It starts decaying. That's where it becomes toxic. So again, there are a lot of money to be made from sargassum. You see, just like how you could dry your sea moss and put it in a container and ship it and make money from it, the opportunities are there just the same for sargassum. But the collection is the problem. You have to collect the fresh. So it's about getting a boat with the mechanism to collect in the ocean
and the processing
before it comes to the beach.
I will say, I know there were some talks from my side, speaking from what I know they were dealing with recently. In terms of sustainability, we have a director at the establishment, the hotel, and there's been some talks recently with some folks from yonder. I say yonder, meaning outsiders, possible investors, and there should be a program coming on stream for the collection thereof. From the side of the hotel. I don't know how far it will extend. I believe, but I was told they will be working along with members from the community, like the boat guys with speedboats and so forth. So I am hoping this really takes off soon, and I would like to see the extent of it because I'm not privy to all the information. So that much I could say from what I know transpired in recent months, last 2 months, 3 months or so.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a really great program that your employers have an excellent circular economy program at that hotel.
Yeah,
They've managed to reduce the use of plastic to 90-something%.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, when you look, if you ever had the opportunity to go there, ask for a tour of the
circularity lab.
Oh my God, it's amazing, and it's something that all the big resorts and all the hotels should be copying.
I would like to see that Project Canavan was a part of that, you know. But you see it there, Abdan.
You make Abdan and come up tomorrow.
Project Canavan, you know, little local group, some people trying to do some little things, you know. As we're talking about this as well, there is something coming up as well on the 22nd for Earth Day, in coalition with I believe Soho will be on board. I believe the hotel will be on board, and it's let me just pull up this here quickly. So basically, we're trying to push for a town hall meeting on that day as the final event on that day. There are other events that are currently going to be rolled out on stream within the next 24 hours, and we're gonna have we're gonna do circularity lab initiatives and partnerships with the school. So we'll be bringing in the school and bringing up folks to see the circularity lab and the processes that take place there, like how we save on plastic, ease up the plastic, and we reuse the breakable bottles and all these things, and try to bring that kind of idea into the community as well. We're going to discuss island-wide recycling program, because we are bringing both schools this time on stream when it comes to the plastic that we collect on island and then push out. But then that meeting, the town hall meeting, will be to then explain ideas of sustainability and things surrounding such.
That's great.
for Canavan. So the 22nd on at 5:30 p.m. very likely at the Canavan School Hall, we'll be having a program, a town hall meeting of sorts.
What date is that?
That's the 22nd coming.
22nd of this month.
Correct, in a few days, in about 4 days to be exact. What today is.
But Jamie, I mean, I'm not saying about this now for the first.
No, well, guess what? It rolled out yesterday, so I'm telling you today. Okay, it rolled out yesterday. We had to finalize something. At one time. That's fine. But little by little, we're trying to get some things out. So I'm telling you now that I have that information fully, I can then say accordingly. All right. It's not like I'm hiding things from you. I don't.
You speak to the marketing, sales and marketing manager for Canavan Islanders, and you'll sort that out, right?
Sales and marketing manager for Canavan Islanders.
No, but Jamie, those bottles that y'all crush, that is a big craft project there, and that could go back to the community to make things like tiles and different art and craft, to be sold.
I think as long as we could get the covering from the brand as a whole, because it's more so of a Mandarin thing in terms of the SOPs and procedures, but at the same time, also what is a Mandarin thing is trying to work with branch out into the local community and liaise with the local groups like Project Canavan, so
that's a good thing, man.
And Canavan Islanders and other groups as we slowly but surely come out. Yeah.
So, and speaking of culture, I know back in the days as youth men, we used to go and fly kites. On the first, first of me, Rastamed's Entertainment, they have kite flying down at the fisheries, Friendship playing field there. My only fear is if kite go up too long or they burst with the planes them in that direction. Other than that, I fear it. But yeah.
Ansel, that's something of concern. Did they seek permission and so forth?
I'm not sure. I would speak with Malcolm, and even
because it's actually in the flight path of the
plane. Yes, that's That's my concern thinking
Yeah, but
about it.
the activity is a great idea. It's just the
Maybe
That's on Friday, May 1st, right?
But that taking place at the playing field in the back or at the fisheries?
yeah, in the back, close by to where
Yeah,
the
fisheries playing field. Fisheries playing field.
Fisheries don't have a playing field, Richard.
Listen to me.
Friendship have a playing field.
What on the name?
and then it's the same place.
What is flat name? What is called the area right next to
All of those nickname thing just so.
And then it's the same place. The same place you're talking about.
Money is as Maslin says, the same place. It's just like how
But
people-
if it's no, it should be good for the planes, man.
Not necessarily, Abdan. Because
depends on
you
which
don't know what
way the kite-
direction.
It
You don't
depends
know
on
what direction the wind will be blowing from at the time and the height of the kite.
Yeah, the length of a line on the kite and
I mean,
also the size.
it happened in that same area a couple of years ago, right?
Okay.
It happened a couple years ago, but I mean,
But
I'm not
just
sure.
all you just need to be cognizant. Just putting some restrictions in terms of how much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Online
that's the easiest way to
That's
remedy it.
Handling.
a
Yeah.
lot of kids gonna be excited
Because if
about
there's a restriction, then everybody should be aware of it.
And
So-
then we need to bring back that in Union, man, some kite flying.
The only problem is
No,
that
all they
we
change
have
it.
to
All they
fly
change
kite.
it to kite. So
No,
they change it. Come on,
the
and
last
make it thing now.
flying we
Kite.
had
So
in
now.
Union.
It's so
Oh,
forget.
guys.
No, but
It was down in
Maslin,
Campbell.
interesting-
It was down in
interesting-
Campbell next to Radwell there.
Yeah, they had that this over the Easter weekend. They had that.
Okay.
Yeah,
they had-
kite flying here?
Yeah.
I see Nikki
Okay.
come out.
But
and
part of the
say,
problem we're facing in the Union is the availability of land to actually fly kite.
Yeah, I
Because back
didn't
then
see
we used to
anything
install
regarding the kite flying.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest. That's our biggest problem. But listen, we just have to find a way to get back the whole community spirit on the island.
Mhm.
Beryl, I think more so on Union Island and all the other islands. It has brought out a lot of buried animosity and buried, and a lot of people can't get over it. So
Yeah.
getting back the community spirit will take some time. I'm being honest with you, because it's never easy being in a comfortable situation and then bam, 1 minute you're in a very uncomfortable situation, and probably you didn't make any preparations for an event like that. And then for some persons, it might be easy to just hate on somebody who made preparation and actually were able to put themselves back in a comfortable situation. No. And then, right after Berlin didn't really help with elections right around the corner, because now you had people just jabbing at one another.
I
And-
just was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't help. It didn't help. So we have to figure out a way here on Union Island to create some level of healing, and get the whole community spirit back. Because, I mean, you could see the sports for Easter. We've had more schools participate in the past, like Myro, Caracou, Canawan, Union, right? But you see the attendance there, because why? People are actually longing.
Yes,
for
there's a
something
hunger
to
for
do.
it. There's a
Yes,
hunger.
because I spend most of my days in my house. I'm being honest with you. That's the life in Union right now. Because what sells more in Union Island? I mean, I'm not bringing Union down or anything. I love it. Anybody could tell you I really love Union. But what sells is alcohol, cigarette, and weed. That is what sells a lot. And persons, there's a lot of uncertainty in terms of persons willing to invest, but then you have a decision to make. Do I invest or do I put that money into my home? And Union was ahead of Canawan, let's say 20 years ago in terms of persons with finances, 25 years ago, but Canawan has overtaken us by leaps and bounds. And then, you guys...
Now you have the answer as to why you want to move to Canawan.
So, he referring to the investors, not the local people.
You want piece
No, but the locals are also doing well.
No, I could agree with with
Locals are
Abdan.
also doing well.
People become selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, people become
There's no
selfish,
longer
you
this
know,
community, you know. And Marcelin, I know you've been involved in community work all your life. I mean, Marcelin was in Eastern Committee before I was. So these were people I would have, you know, looked up to. And now with persons like myself moving on to other things, persons like yourself moving on to other things, the new generation, it's just a whole different mindset.
Yep, they don't want the things that was the selling product. They don't do that anymore.
The thing is, we have to ask ourselves as the people who've been there, done that, have we effectively convey the importance of our cultural identity to that next generation? Have we effectively transitioned that? And I think there are some gaps. And
Yeah.
like Abdan clearly said, we need to find a way to unify people once more. When you think about the Grenadines, it has always been togetherness. It has always been that community and communal spirit is what kept us over the years. Is what, you know, Miss Jane putting up a fence, and as she
everybody
neighbor,
else.
I don't have to ask if she want help, a gun and a helping.
Yeah.
That is how we live with each other. It is no longer the case. And there are a lot of things that has contributed to that. Beryl did not add, you know, Beryl basically add to it with people losing so much. And with you losing a house that you've worked hard for all your years, or some other thing of great significance,
You will get
it affects a lot, not just that physical loss. You know, there's a psychological component that is attached to that. And
it's sentimental value as well.
Yes, and it changes our behavior, not just our behavior, and that behavior transcends now to the way we respond and react to each other. So how do we rebuild that communal spirit? And that sports meet was a great way to start, because that is one thing that is sure to bring us together. It is one thing that is sure to unite us. So even though Clifton have the clique in the corner down there, and Canna one running a good race, we still gonna shout because it brings us together. So what else can we do?
I felt as if Saim was some celebrity from overseas. You know, everybody just chained for him, and then it was like,
I hear that name so much now, and that name just embedded in my head.
And then somebody asking, "What's Sonic day? All him bring down Sonic." No. And it's like, we're really taking place here.
But it is activities like these that is going to reunite the people.
Yeah.
Activities like these is what is going to reunite the people. It's not going on a stage and talking.
No,
it is the things that will cause us to laugh, you know, and hug up and forget about yesterday. These are the things that is going to unite us. And these are the things that are symbolically important to us.
If I could interject a bit here, I think the influence of outside is what is causing a lot now, because you have more persons in Canawan who's not from Canawan. So the culture has shifted.
That too. But answer more importantly, we have to change the mindset that you're waiting for a government or you're waiting for somebody. Watch, people have a mindset.
We have to do it. We have to do it.
If people know you have money and they come to you and ask you for help, and you ain't help them, they could vex at you.
Abdan is a mind reader.
They could vex at you. So the thing about it is that, boy, I don't know, we just had a change.
No, but
Abdan,
what you said is very important too, to the whole mix. Because I think the let me say indigenous union people, indigenous, and I speaking specifically to union now. until you alluded to it. So you have noticed it in Canaan. The original Union people had a way they behave with each other. You know, somebody putting on a roof, all they need is a pot of food and a bottle of rum.
Yeah.
And your roof gone on. I mean, yes, everything is monetized now and you have to pay, but you still was getting that level of self-help. But you find there's now a mix, and it's a very big mix, especially in Clifton. Not so much in Ashton. We have a lot more mainlanders living in Clifton than in Ashton. I think Ashton still have, it's more concentrated with Union people, born and bred there, right? And I think that influence has affected the way we treat each other and the way we behave with each other. I could be wrong, but just today I was having that conversation with somebody.
That's correct. That's a crucial exactly point. Where we started our conversation today, Jamie and I, when we came live. Right? Nobody ain't saying sorry anymore. You want to do me something? You mash the person look at you, and you turn around and say, you want to do me something? You forget who I be, you know my people and them? That's the mindset that persons have now. And that is not the mindset of original Grenadines people.
I want to say something. You see, let me track back a little bit to groups, and let me track back a little bit to how we play our roles in these groups, right? And we mentioned a little bit on this point in the beginning, burnout. You see, when I understand sometimes, as Marsden say, we may have slacked a little bit when it comes to the generation passing on, the knowledge or the know-how. You understand? However, I would also speak for the current generation because I kind of in the middle of the two, because I grew up old and young at the same time. You understand? So because I grew up old and young at the same time, I kind of in the middle of the two. So I see it like the more the persons that usually put for the effort get burnt out, because then you're looking for your team, and
it left you alone there burning.
Yeah. So it's just like it's like you have to find a way to the Marsden said it, Abdon said it. How do we see the importance of what we are trying to achieve? Yes, we say we want to achieve this, right? We talk, we preach a million things. Yes, this is what we want to achieve. But when it comes time to execute,
you can't find the persons.
It's one of the persons, that's it.
You understand me? Yeah. So the execution process is where I see we all falling short, because we are here basically synergizing same ideas, same school of thought, looking forward to see and do the same thing. But in our individual settings, where you are, where I am, where he is, where Marsden is, Nikki, we have that responsibility too. But when it comes time for us all to pull together, you don't always find it being a case where it's easy to find people who wants to execute alongside you. They want to see it, we want to see it, but we are not always there together to do it.
True.
You understand? And it's
NGOs, to be honest, I think our NGOs need to transition with time. And while we started, you go and you do voluntary work, you have to transition with the time. And NGOs need to seek to make themselves sustainable. So there needs to be fundraising efforts, and fundraising efforts doesn't necessarily mean organizing a community activities to raise funds. There are a lot of grant opportunities out there for different things, especially, you'll find things with digital stuff, you'll find things in the blue economy. There are a lot of focus areas that you could find a grant opportunity, and you could write in and get access to grants to develop different programs within the communities. I think as NGOs, we're still operating in that old era where we just settle for going in a room and talking out ideas and thinking how we could make this work today, but we're not looking globally and holistically. We need to transition with the time. And if there are 5 persons in an organization meeting on a regular basis, planning on a regular basis, executing projects on a regular basis, there need to be some sort of incentive to compensate these people for their efforts. You know, but again, if you don't have a fundraising plan in place to make the group sustainable, you can't do this. So, and that is why a lot of groups are formed and people are dropping out. And then you have 2 or 3 people alone doing the work and getting burnt out and getting tired and fed up and getting laid back because there's no continuity plan in place and there's no futuristic. We're not transitioning with the times. And you don't always have to leave home and go in a physical room to have a meeting. You can have a hybrid meeting. You know, you could have a digital meeting on Teams or
Zoom,
whatever.
Everything is modernized now.
But we still want to go back to the old way, to go in a school where it's hot and uncomfortable to have a community meeting, where we could sit in our house, in our comfort of our house, and have the same meeting and achieve the same things. We have to transition.
This is it here. Look us.
Perfect example.
Abdon is in Union Island, I presume.
You sure?
Perfect example.
I'm in Union.
Maslin is in Beckway, Nikki in St. Vincent, we here in Canawan, and the rest of the world who is watching is all over. You understand?
And I'm telling you, if we put our heads together tonight to carry out an activity, we'll be able to get it done.
Yeah.
So groups need to transition with the time.
Most definitely. But I think transitioning with time is important, but guidance and support from persons in authority who have that ready-made fund available is needed, especially in our parts. Because comparing Karaku Pity Martinique to the rest of us, when you're telling me $1.2 million for the entire year.
You never hear about that?
Yeah, I've heard it before.
No, not for here. I mean,
for
here.
them, right?
For them, it's
when Carnival, for example, Carnival, which is the main cultural event within Canawan, you telling me $8,000 and then you ain't even getting that.
Watch, if the money that is set aside every year for 9 Morning is given to Easter, Valancano, and Carnival, and these are events that spreads further and wider economically.
Yeah.
Look,
and they're not supported. But 9 Morning, what does 9 Morning give back to a community?
But look,
all the money we spend on it.
Maslin, when the date for Carnival this year was announced, a young lady messaged me. She said, I want to know the dates for the main events. I gave her the dates. 5 minutes after she came back, she said, okay, I done book flights for me and 4 of my girls, and we don't organize Airbnb. That's 5 persons coming there. 4 persons who's never been here before.
Wow.
Well, like I say, we can't just start the talk here. We have to, because, I mean, I don't know. Over the years,
we have to organize.
We have to organize ourselves.
We have to organize ourselves.
We have to demand more from
the next year.
Authority.
You have to let people do promotion. People ask me at times, Hansel, why you don't start to promote Carnival all January 1st? You don't start to push it. I said, because you done here already. Carnival is about
people have to make plans, and that's what people need to understand.
Within St. Vincent and the Grenadines to promote. In that, when it is happening, it is competing with Karaku Regatta, it is competing with Crop Over, it is competing with Caribana. It is in the summer where people are leaving to go overseas.
What day is Carnival?
The 24th of July to the 2nd of August.
If I go there,
You the same thing?
I'm not thinking about a black pearl in Carnival, boy.
You need to.
And say will never allow me to come in. You will never allow me to come in.
Share the flyer.
Listen, post come ask me, Abdon, why you not bringing Blackpool Vinci, and as much as I think it will do well up there,
The
I
uniqueness of it
just
in Union Island.
I as a union man, and I
Yes.
can't do that.
Yes.
I can't do that. I
Yes.
can't. I don't care if it didn't make me no money. I can't do that. You know, union is home, and if it's one thing you must go union for, is for Blackpool. You ain't
Yes.
getting nowhere else.
You carry it nowhere like Posa August thing.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm speaking.
But we have to get organized. We have to get organized. Whether it's promoters or festival people, and demand meetings. Start the discussion. Put forward how because you're not only going to the government and saying, listen, I need $500,000 or I need two. We need to come up with a package, and we need to also say, listen, you could probably get the money from here, you could probably get the money from there. Also give possible solutions in how they could raise this money, because it is going to benefit us, and it is going to benefit them. Because if festivals grow and people have money in their pocket, money's in their pocket, then it is. Listen, I tell people all the time. One of the ways in which we could solve crime in this country, one of the ways, not the only way, is if you're making money. I already believe this. If you're making money, you have no time for entrepreneurs. And that's my fundament. If you're making money, you have no time for entrepreneurs. So once we could work on getting the economy.
But there's some people who can take stripping to make money. So you have a problem right there.
It go reduce the crime. It wouldn't stop it. It go reduce it.
No, but let me share something. I'm a realist.
Mm-hmm.
A man who go jail about 3-4 times already, and he and the black selling weed. We got lock him up for. Where you gonna get work? You gonna give him work? Master is certainly bringing him in your house to help she package him something.
He might put weed in the CMOS.
Actually, I need some.
I mean, listen, it's a give and take. It's a give and take thing. And as much as those are difficult conversations we need to have. There are sections of a population that they're never going to have a 9-to-5 job.
No.
And you're gonna tell a man who's selling weed on the block, who making 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grand a month, to go and take a walk because he have no proper schooling, he have no he have a tattoo all over his skin, and he been to jail about 2-3 times already.
He done only hard knock.
I mean, come on, we gotta be realists. We have to give and take. We have to. And I mean, the politician might not want to say so, but I'm not one. I could say what I want. You understand? But this is the reality. If we put pressure on these guys,
I thought you was one in the making.
Nah, I don't know that. Me with that.
I hope you have some clove in that tea.
Yes. I have clove, I have cinnamon, and I have is this bark? Not a bark, is a tree. Oh God, let's mix it. Master, you know.
You have no big time in your yard?
Yeah, some big time in the back, but no big
yeah,
time.
Man, you need to make some big time tea, add the big time to it. You get double.
When I go walk in the morning up on Chatham Hill, there's these big patches of big time.
Really?
Yeah, plenty big time up there, plenty.
I need some big time for production.
Plenty big time.
Speaking of Hill, Abdon, I know after the fire, the stones that were rolling down in the road, that stopped now?
No, I think the stones were rolling on before. I think what we need to do is do some controlled excavation on the hill.
Okay.
Control in terms of control removal of stones. Because even the guy who had the house where the fire started, he had put up 2 layers of fence because the stones were actually coming down and hitting his fence. So he put up another layer.
The authorities stepping to do anything with it?
I don't think they would. I'll be honest with you, I don't know.
You sound like you stammering there like that. I mean, I saw a cry on social media for a meeting or something to be said by our elected MP who is now in government. And I'm not sure if it has happened anywhere at all. in any of our Grenadine islands.
Listen.
Well, the meeting itself is concerned. I know he went around and he would have visited some of the islands or all the islands because I was with them when the contingent came in Canawan. But to sit down and meet with the people to have discussions, I know Union Island cry for that, especially
As I told you, I'm no longer in the ministry. But what you see, Union Island is going through a serious problem. One with housing, and now we are the dry season. We have serious problem with water. We have a serious problem with unemployment, and so our major issues are unemployment, housing, and water. And I think I would like to recommend to our representative. I know he has a heavy ministry, and I know he would have gotten rid of Director of Granny's Affairs. If you don't want the director position, you need to put somebody in Beckway, Canawan, Union, and Myro.
so there's nobody.
And you might say, because the Ministry of Granny's Affairs is just the revenue offices in all the islands, which have a staff of roughly about 17 persons. And they have limited things they want.
You don't have that in Canawan.
Yeah, a revenue office in Canawan.
No, you have a revenue office, but like for say somebody who is
No. That's what I'm saying. Have somebody in charge
of it
within the Granny's Affairs department. Somebody's in charge of, and that person could either report directly to the minister or
the PS.
Through the PS,
Mm-hmm.
to the permanent secretary. And that person basically would be responsible for ensuring the smooth running of things on the island and the smooth implementation of, and when problems arise, that person will be able to liaise with different ministries. Because, as I said, Snaggy had his role. The guy in Beckway, he had his role. And when you take out those two persons, I think some of the problems we are facing is the fact that they have nobody now who actually could link all these services into one. And I think that is the best advice I could give him now. And probably he needs to have a meeting with the community as soon as possible. Because the housing situation in Union, it needs to be addressed quickly. And even, listen, you remember Palm Island is out, P.T. St. Vincent is out, Anchorage is out, Lambie, Clifton Beach, Sunny Grenadines or King's Landing. A lot of these businesses are out, the hotels and even Davis Beach Hotel. So there are a number of our females, they're not employed. And I think the money is the income support has stopped. I don't think we have a lot of I don't even think we've taken on set workers or yes program workers. But what I'm saying, these are little things that help to support persons in the community.
Those are not little things I've done.
No, what I'm saying, right? Those are things that help to
not little things at all.
So what I'm saying, right? Union Island more than any other the Grenadine Island. I'm not saying we need that. We need that attention. We need that attention. And our minister, we have supported him for 24, 25 years. I think it's time. He has a very heavy portfolio, I know, with seaport and airport alone. Granny's Affairs is a very small ministry, or a very small department. And he also has the department with higher education.
Higher education.
So his responsibility also will be looking for scholarships for persons, and and all of that. So he has a very heavy portfolio. Now, local government is no longer with him. Local government is now over with Velox. Urban development went with Andrew, and energy went with Cummins. Based on how the ministry was structured before.
Okay.
So, to assist him with some of these problems, I think he needs somebody in each of the islands that he's in constant communication with, whether through the PS or directly, or however you want to look at it. But that person has to be a person who's grounded within the community, who knows the community, and who has a working understanding of how the ministries and the different ministries work, and given at least some leverage. So, for example, who's going to organize to bring water on the island? Who's going to organize? I mean, it might sound like big things, but it's just,
No, them things is big things, boy.
in terms of because as I said, different governments or different parties would have promised local government. But the way local government is just basically in charge of, and that's been that for years, cemeteries and cleaning the drains and markets.
It's not local government.
Oh, I remember I had a conversation with Mr. Terry Bino one time, and he told me he's local government.
Yeah.
Local government for us is a whole new system and structure that has to be built out.
That is what I was
Whether we want to look at the
we
Caracou
call
structure,
local government is not local government at all.
but then local government is no longer with our minister. It's with Velox.
Yeah.
I see.
People.
But no, I agree that a public consultation is needed. While you are from the constituency and you know the peeves and the everything, you know what the constituency basically needs. I also believe in that interaction. When you interact with people on a personal level, you tend to grasp and to see things from a different perspective, because your opinion based on where you're standing may not necessarily be the truth. When you speak to people and you eyeball people, you get a different perspective of things. And it is important coming out of Beryl. Beryl name is going to be called in the Grenadines for a long, long time.
Beryl even
we have never faced anything, to that magnitude before. And it has disintegrated and disturbed our lives and our livelihoods in such a extensive way that the resilient people that we are, it is beyond us to recover in the speed that is required, because a lot of people are still out of a bread. So there needs to be some speed in this recovery. I am still amazed as to the amount of businesses whose doors are still closed. An economy cannot thrive on closed business doors. True. Because as small as these little supermarket and this little restaurant was, it was employing 3 to 5 people.
Yeah.
And all these people, the doors are closed. It means that 5 or 6 persons for that particular business is out of a bread. So there need to be some speed and that face-to-face conversation with people to say, hey, I understand what you're feeling. Hey, hold on a little longer. Hey, I'm trying to work things out. Hey, people need to hear that. They need that assurance. Facts. And that is where that consultation come in. You could tap somebody on the shoulder, and even if the help is not promised tomorrow, the very fact that you eyeball me and say, I'm trying to work something out, that is some assurance to me. That will bring me some peace. And people need that. People need that.
I think all the problems will not be fixed overnight, and we understand.
Of course not.
But there's some. I really would have hoped. I've been honest. I really would have hoped that our minister would have asked for housing, at least for the first cup, because that is the main problem that is affecting his constituency right now. Yeah, I really would have thought he would have asked for housing. And probably could have kept housing for about 2-3 years to get the help that the persons and them need. Because one of the biggest problem union is facing, and you would have seen it in Clifton even more than in Ashton, a lot of the properties of them were rental properties. A lot.
Yeah.
And you're going in a situation now where persons who rented house rather now rent their house as an Airbnb than to rent it for persons who want to think. So these are the problems you're not going to face now. One, high rental costs. Subpar, and then if somebody decide to rent, subpar rental conditions. You have fuel prices that are going up, prices in the supermarket are already high,
And unemployment.
You have unemployment very high, especially among women. So that is an issue and these need serious conversations that the minister and other members need to come and have and see how we can solve these problems. Because they look, coming out of an election, everybody anticipated, listen, something is going to happen now. And if that didn't happen now, then you remember you already have a broken people. Don't get tricked. I mean, the resilient talk is good enough, but there's people now, they are broken enough.
That's what I was saying. That was I was trying to say earlier. Yeah.
I'm not sure you want to talk about resilient. The Grannies people, we are broken people because the little pittance we had to save, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It took me almost 2 years to move back into my upstairs, and I'm not even where I would like to be, but I'm good. And you have persons, as I was telling the guys in them earlier, the secondary school population moved from 220 to 120 something. That's 100 students gone. The population of the primary schools in Ashton, that reduced significantly. They only have 40 something students there. The one in Clifton have 80 something students. So between primary and secondary school in Union, everybody match Jamie. Yeah, what, 240 roughly? About 240. Yeah, it was about 240. Now, when the population used to be at least close to 400, right? Now, you're also talking about the fact that a number of houses, and I just going on data from Vinlek in terms of we'll hook up on meters. I mentioned that earlier, but I didn't think you're part of the conversation, Master. That gives an indication of how many houses are not fit to receive a connection. If you understand what I'm saying. It's not fit to receive a connection. And it shows that a significant portion of our population is still outside. And then you're going to ask the other question. I see you have some patients of mine walking Sandals, walking 360, walking some other places in St. Vincent. How are you going to encourage them to come back to Union? And we would need these young people to help to build back Union because I old. I don't know if you're matching, but my back hurting me plenty them days. Yeah. But so these conversations need to be had, and our minister really needs to come. I haven't seen him much on the ground walking around, and he needs to start having that. We need to start having them tough conversations there. I know, for example, we saw some work supposed to be done on the airport in Clifton. I know some work was done on the airport in Beckwith, but I will tell you this. The worst airport in Cincinnati is Caroline. The worst. What I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying. Our airport is way better than Canawan Strip, and planes are landing in Canawan. We could have, I don't know if it could have been done or the money was already secured from some special funding. Because when you walk on the other side, because as I said, I'm back in teaching now. When you walk on the other side, you get a lot of things. Because if money is you request money for a particular project, you gotta just take it up.
To spend it for that, yes.
And then if you ain't spending, the money might go back. So I don't know if it's a case like that, because I mean, when you know how things work, you get an appreciation of Well, you stop thinking nefarious in terms of saying, they're doing this or they're doing that or they're doing that. But I probably would have focused on getting persons back in their houses, getting business back up. I see the burial grant is up. A unit needs to be set up to help persons fill out those forms and to access whatever little funding they can. Because some people, they want to apply, but they don't know how. We have to understand that there's a section of the population they just don't know. And when they tell them to fill out documents and go and get this and go and get that,
Right.
so we need to get some persons, create a little unit where we try to maximize how much monies could flow into our community. And then the other thing, there were some persons that I saw the wisdom in it. They opened their business before, like Ken James, like Sherry, and like a couple other persons too. David Isaacs. David lived to the back of his shop, but he opened a business, and now that business is going to help him pay. Ken was sleeping under tarpaulin, and he was fixing his business place in Clifton. Sherry was doing the same. Most of the business in Carriacou, they took that approach also. They look to get their business back up. Some might say person union holding on to their monies, but we may think so. But we have to understand COVID hit. COVID sucked up a lot of persons' funding. A lot of houses did not have insurance. And then you had the volcanic eruption. And then, don't get tricked, Beryl. There were only 7 houses with roofs in Union, and 7 alone. And then, even if you have a little money and you want to invest, and you want to open a little restaurant, you have to question, is this the right time? So an atmosphere for investment, or the climate for investment, must be created also, and some incentives in terms of, and I would have listed a number of those ads in the document I'd written a couple of years ago. In terms of duty-free concessions, we need some very attractive interest rate loan for persons who want to invest in it.
Someone mentioned those things on the chat here tonight as well. Even
persons who want to build tanks or import black tanks, get duty-free concession for those things in the Grenadines. Building materials, I really think we should not be paying any duty on building materials.
Difficult building in the Grenadines is 3 and 4 times the amount of as somebody in St. Vincent.
Boy.
Listen,
I don't know how much we should be promoting the use of these black tanks, eh?
Huh?
I said, I don't know how much we should be promoting the use of these black tanks. I don't think they're healthy.
No, you're correct. You're correct.
After time, I guess you may have to change your black tank, but any educational, anything at all to let persons know about these things.
At the same time, too, we have to think about how dry season hitting now. People make
guys, we've been talking about, culture and all these different things. One of the things I've noticed is people's health after burial. I've noticed a lot of young people have now been diagnosed with hypertension. I've noticed there's been an increase in kidney disease, kidney failure. And I'm talking about young people, under 30 with hypertension that have to go on medication. And Abdan, you would have noticed how many persons we would have lost after burial on Union Island. So there is that health aspect as well. People are worrying to the point that they're becoming hypertensive. And I am concerned about the rate at which I see renal failure happening. And for me, I know we've made the dialysis treatment. We have free access to that. But I think as a country, we need to go beyond providing free treatment. We need to find out the root cause, because if 10 years ago, you would have had this amount of cases, and 10 years later, that amount is double or tripled. There must be some sort of, mind. You must be thinking in your mind, what has caused this increase? We need to be looking at root causes rather than fixing issues.
Something, Marston?
I never really think we paid attention to it A lot of people.
But
were
there's a
living
serious
in
increase, a
mold-infested-
rapid increase in renal failure.
You know, Maslin.
A lot of people were living, not cutting, but a lot of people were living in mold-infested areas because of a lot of moisture.
Yeah.
Mold is a serious thing.
After burial, right? This is
Yeah.
after burial.
After burial, yeah.
You know, apart from that too, what I wanted to say is, you know, I don't think we've fully accepted how traumatized we were from this storm.
Yeah.
And normally we like to say we're resilient people, which we are, but I don't think we've gotten rid of how it affected us. But most of us had that trauma onset when we realized the circumstances that we are now in after the storm. Like, we were frightened about the storm. Hell yeah, it triggered a lot of people, me included, experiencing those types of winds. Like, nobody ever thought that we would really have a full-on direct hit storm at that level, in that category 5.
Yeah.
And then we get it, and then after that, now we having to live now with what that brings. You know, have a house properly, the house you've been living in. Like, my mother was going up to the house every day and sweeping out water, and I said, "Ma, you could just stay with we, you know, stay here, don't worry about that too much." But she will go and sweep the water out every day, and the roof open, the roof there after the house.
I know
Rain coming again just now.
Who couldn't do anything at the house and just went to look at the house.
She will still do it, because guess what? It's dissociated her a little bit, and then now she's like, "It's still my house. I still have to go see about my house, even though whoever is still my house." And a lot of us still have that in our head. It's still my house. Oh gosh, my house roof off, and that's stress. So when you start thinking about what it can take to get back to, you know, normalcy, and you are still there 2 years later and you not reach normalcy yet,
I don't think
you start to lose hope a little bit. So the stress pulls on, and I've learned over time that stress can cause those things to chronic diseases, are also caused by stress, not just by
Just the other day, my mother was looking for some photos of my father.
Oh
And
no!
Luckily, I had some wedding photos in my phone, and I kind of run them through here and break them up a bit, so you know.
Wow!
You saw that happy look on her face.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't just lost things; we lost memories.
Yeah. You lost
Exactly
memories,
so.
and with that, a lot of what is affecting us, because we're not accustomed to it, is how do we deal with it? The mental
side of
issue
things.
of it. I've seen persons
It's a heavy load, boy.
just after burial were shaken, and this is people who I considered strong.
Yep.
I remember I met a guy. He's very popular. He has a number of houses in Canaan, and I met the guy sweeping the road as if, like, boy, what really taking place here? Honestly,
I met a lady like that in Union too. They have a lot of business. And she was down at the schools sweeping and cleaning out, and I was like, I couldn't understand. But I mean, but understanding mental, how it affected person.
mentally, a lot of persons still is affected.
And added to that, I think during the recovery period, when supplies were being provided to people, grocery supplies, I think, again, that was not balanced. Of course, is recovery food, a lot of canned stuff, so there's a lot of corned beef, salted, a lot of sausages, salted. And these are things also that contributes to hypertension.
So you're getting
So
it
I am really concerned. A lot of young people are hypertensive.
Luncheon meat was the go one. Luncheon meat, boy. Luncheon.
You're getting stressed one way, and you're getting the bad food another way. But that's what is provided in times like those. That's what we are encouraged.
Of course.
That's what we consider the non-perishable. So we have to do. It's like you're making a sacrifice for another sacrifice.
Yeah.
So it's one, the lesser evil versus the greater one. You have no choice.
Anyways, folks, we're gonna pay some bills quick. We come back, we wrap up. All right, so don't go anywhere. We find this thing here.
Wonderful.
Press this one here.
Woman, you better yet tell a lie yet. I love your energy and your style. Oh no, you sweet like a curry stew and a rice. Hey, tonight I swear you're going to be mine. Oh, it wine on a bumper too, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break way, yeah. I'm in a party mood. Come let me take a jump till the morning. Out on the road, just look how we drinks and girl get done.
Find your wow and wear it from Quartz Optical. Select frames from our 2026 collection featuring Carolina Herrera, Kate Spade, Anna Hickman, Just Cavalli, and more. Plus, get a complimentary premium lens upgrade. Book your appointment online today on quartzoptical.com. Find your wow, wear your wow. With new frames from Quartz Optical, value you can see. Offer ends April 30th, 2026. Conditions apply.
Welcome to Carriage Trade, where farm fresh goodness is delivered right to your door. Taste the vitality of St. Vincent. Freshness you can taste, convenience you'll love. Get the best
Taste of the Caribbean directly to you. Fast, fresh, and convenient.
Right, so we're back. Yeah. Da-da-da-da-dang, da-dang, da-dang, dang, da-dang, da-dang, da-dang. Oh, like somebody mashing up something there.
Hold on.
Went to the pot.
I think Abdon went to the pot. Yep. Here's something knack. Yes, gentlemen and lady. Nikki had to run off a bit. I just want to thank everybody for taking the time out the last 3 hours and 17 minutes. That's a lot of time, a lot of money could have been made during that period of time. But I just want to say thanks for joining us. Maslin, thank you. I mean, after you got home, you came on Abdan, even though he's not feeling 100. Nikki actually was on waiting since about 6:30. I had to when I start setting up, I checked her and say, wait, Nikki, they what the time, boy? And I had to go, thanks for the persons on the live who are on Facebook and also on YouTube. Grenadines Affairs persons thought, no, they're going to talk politics. No, we ain't talking politics. We're talking about things that's affecting us as Grenadines, right? Ways in which we can foster better relationships in bringing our islands together. The Relay Classic that was hosted in Union Island,
amazing,
by the Union Island Easterval Committee.
Those kudos.
Big up for that one. I know there are talks about having soccer as well within the islands, and we want to start grassroots. Jamie, I present Jamie a nice something that I had made for us. So he's just showing off. He was actually made it
no gifts, Sir Abdan and I.
No, that what he's saying.
Listen, I'm glad Mars didn't say that.
No, this one, this we talking about, the JB getting gifts.
No, hold on now. Listen. There's this new place that opened in Kanawan. Called Crafties, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is at we call it now the Container City, right? And
everybody got a space.
I saw it online, and I happened to went upstairs. Then I saw this stuff, and I was like, "Yo, I think I want you to custom made something for me." And I told them what I wanted. It actually has the Kanawan Islanders logo in it, right? There is Kanawan on the other side here with the turtle that signifies Kanawan, right?
And coordinates.
And the coordinates as to the location of Kanawan. Wow. I told them exactly what I wanted, and that's what I got.
Nice.
So, yes, you guys will get yours. Don't worry. You guys will get.
I'll hold you to that.
We have to.
This is family.
Abdon will be opening
Right.
a mall soon, and we'll be
And-
sharing our products.
Yeah,
with them to be
so
sold
so
at the mall.
hopefully we do it
Alright.
and have the different islands as well. So
Yeah,
we have
of
Cano
course,
on here.
of course.
I
But we
come
just,
into Cano and open it.
Coordinated.
wherever you find it, we
and
shall
Myron
be.
and Mystique and all
The
that.
land first.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So some very brilliant ideas came out that persons was saying. So I don't want to do the wrapping up. You can get the last talk. But before we go, Mr. White and Mrs. Lewis, you guys take it away.
Ladies first.
All right.
Well, I want to thank you all really for inviting me to be a part of this chat tonight. Thanks to all those who joined online, and was following us. I think these conversations are important to have. And I would hope that tonight is the beginning of chats, regarding Grenadine's affairs. These are continuous conversations that we have to have, and it's important for me for us to have the diaspora as part of these conversations as well, because they too have a part to play. Yes, we need to go back to the roots with our culture. We need to find a way of, sensitizing the young generation as to the cultural significance of the things that we used to do and why it is important to continue and to build on it. We need to find a way of having our cultural festivals recognized from a national level and supported from a national level for it to yield, that holistic, economic generator, become that economic generator that they are and can be more so with added support. I think we need to continue to build out on our sports. Over the years, we've produced great sporting men and women. We need to, create the avenues. I know we've suffered damages through burial, but yes, we need to, rebuild what needs to rebuild, renovate what needs to renovate the cultural spaces, so that we have, our young people can be engaged, our young people can go back to playing sports. That's what develop discipline. The culture, when you have a cultural identity, there is a particular sovereignty towards your island and the people of the island. And if that is missing, then we are lost as to where we're going. So these things are important, and we need to continue to have these conversations. And so I just want to thank you for having me as part of it. I really enjoyed tonight's chat and being the pearl among the
no comments. No comments. Aside from go ahead, Abdon. Do your thing.
No, I am obsessing myself a little massively go first, because it's like asking myself, well, what do I say? But listen, guys, I think this second time I'm on the program, and it's always a pleasure being here. Listen, as a Grenadians man, there are a number of issues that are facing us, and the only way we're going to tackle them is if we tackle them together.
Mm-hmm.
The only way we're going to tackle something is if we have honest, frank conversations at every level. And the Grenadians is one of the most marginalized area in the entire country. It has been that way for years, and it is still that way. And so having these conversations is always a good thing. Continue to strengthen that whole thing with the terms of community engagement through sports and culture. That is important. That is very important, and I really hope that the conversation could move from a talk to a plan, and then it actually grow into something bigger. But we need to also we probably need to have another program in terms of sharing ideas about businesses, what businesses different forces could get involved in, where they could get funding. I think we need, you could probably see who you could get from different, whether it's the bank or different lending grant agencies or what. I think that conversation and that help need to be given, need to be had, and the help need to be given to persons, because we're not going to get back to a place where we were before without finances, without money. That money, it is important not to have it, but to use it to buy things that we need. But as I said again, it's always a pleasure. Master, don't take all what I say, and she don't say it makes sense. I repeat it again. But it's always a pleasure being on programs with Master. Very, very well spoken, very, very articulate, and very well. You get wealth of knowledge from now, man. Trust me.
Boy, you can say that again. I see someone saying, "Can we have the grenadine sporting officer on the program?" I'm gonna try. I'm gonna really try. But Abdon, you said what you said. Maslin said what she said. I wasn't gonna talk again, but I need to put a feather in your cap, because in the week, Abdon messaged me, Hansel, when is the next Fireside Chat? So kudos to you, because Jamie was busy with work. I busy with work.
Tell me that.
How could we do this? And then when I checked, I see Saturday available. So this is how.
And mind you, it's still straight from work.
Straight from work, and he came here. Right? So make up yourself. So take some shine. Take some shine.
All right, I'll take a little bit.
All right.
So you understand why I couldn't miss the program even though I wasn't feeling well. That's why I don't drink 2 cups of tea.
Yes, Mazen, thank you for chiming in today. I've done greatly appreciated. Nikki, wherever you're at, enjoy your rest of your tea, sleep well. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. You got a little hot sauce in the back there for mash up, not true? Yeah, unfortunately we can't share the hot sauce, but big up the chef. We will send you pictures. Because that
thing, the kitchen, though. One going back, one coming you there.
I feel marginalized.
We definitely getting the keychains up and running. Again, thank you so much. We always appreciate having great company, and you make for always great company and assistance. And,
all right, good night, guys.
Night. Good night to the audience. Claude, well, let me use the internet name, Anastasia. Good night to you, Angelica Glynn, Abdon White himself. We had Michelle chiming in tonight, Maria King, Lucian Vera, Natisha Alexander, Lana Adams. Thank you all for coming in. Mims, E7P, Noel, thank you. We appreciate you. Everyone who chimed in tonight, Auntie Mildred, thank you for chiming in. Love and appreciate every single one of you. Lisa Vera, of course, as usual. And big up Quartz. Big up Quotes. I ain't tell everybody story about Quotes yet, so you see that is 2 times all I miss it. So next time, we definitely gonna talk about the Quotes. But let me just say, Quotes got me hook up. Auntie Bridgie, big up yourself. Much love. Thank you for chiming in tonight. Everyone who chime in, Natty Charles, everybody. Yes. Night, Big Sis, Susan Samuel, everyone. Wonderful. And Kozo, Solomon Nanton. Don't think I forget you. Big up yourself, the family. Love always. Have a great night. Thank you for trying. This was fast.
Woman, you better tell a lie yet. I love your energy and your style. Oh, no. You sweet like a chorus, you wanna rise. Hey, tonight I swear you're going to be mine. Oh, come now, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break away. Party mood, hey, I keep wine on a bumper too, darling. I'm feeling to wine and break way, yeah. I'm in a party mood. Come let me take a jump till the morning. Out on the road, just look how we drinks and get done.
Find your wow and wear it from Quartz Optical. Select frames from our 2026 collection featuring Carolina Herrera, Kate Spade, Anna Hickman, Just Cavalli, and more. Plus, get a complimentary premium lens upgrade. Book your appointment online today on quartzoptical.com. Find your wow, wear your wow. With new frames from Quartz Optical, value you can see. Offer ends April 30th, 2026. Conditions apply.
Welcome to Carriage Trade, where farm fresh goodness is delivered right to your door. Taste the vitality of St. Vincent. Freshness you can taste, convenience you'll love. Get the best
Taste of the Caribbean directly to you. Fast, fresh, and convenient.
Alright, fellas, it's go time. You need to get the job done right now.
Beautiful smiles from the hills to the mountains.